Morning, everybody. How's it going? What's up, Brian, Rowdy, Chris, Dan, Steven, Brian, Tobias, Chris, Daffy, Gary, John, Brady, Salam, C's, and Nerdy. How's it going, everybody? No, that's not what's hurting the stream. It's from YouTube directly. I get this error a lot, actually. And I've actually researched it. I can't actually do anything. The only thing you can do when it lags like this is to sign out of your YouTube, which I already did, restart your computer, which I already did, and then YouTube over time will slowly smooth it back out. So I literally can't do anything. So please check out my pinned message, guys. For the love of God, I can't do anything. So I apologize for that. So it will be a little laggy in the beginning. As you guys can see, though, a lot of numbers came out. We're now down. There's still more jobs out there than what would be preferred for the stock market to continue higher. So getting a very big red reaction. Remember what we said yesterday, though. You can either look for a move towards 403 and 400, or we can look for a move towards 420. Looks like we're getting that first situation happening first anyway. But overall, it looks like you really do need to wait for the break of 400 to enter any more positions. I wouldn't just start randomly grabbing puts. You need to wait for this to break lower, break under 400, and then give us that retest down. So that you really do just need to be patient today. But puts look like they're going to be doing good today if we get the break of 400. So far, we've sold straight to a known level. If you go out to the daily time frame, zoom in a little, you can see we've actually rejected a good spot, and we've sold back off all the way to 401.60. We're literally under this level, but above this level. So we're right back into this range again. So we need to be looking for either a retest of 401.60 to continue down. We can look towards 398.50, 396.30s for excess targets outside of that area. So we'll be looking towards those levels. The dollar, one more thing to talk about. Talked about this. We said it's literally at the bottom of demand. It even touched it to the cent, guys. We went all the way down to it, rejected it, continued a little bit lower, and then that number came out, and now we're pumping from demand. So the dollar is not done. The dollar is going to need to continue retracing, go back out to that bigger time frame. Probably going to get a little bit of a bounce, more probably towards this angle here. I'd pay attention to see if it gets up to this angle, and then see if it ends up breaking that demand again in the near future. If it breaks this angle, we're going back up to supply. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And remember, when this goes up, there's bearish pressure on the equity markets. When it goes down, there's bullish pressure on the equity markets. So this is definitely not going to help out the SPY today. And there you guys go. Look, the stream stopped lagging now. So hopefully this starts being fixed more over time. At least I don't think it's lagging anymore. Let me know if it's lagging. I can't really tell on my end. This thing is acting up like crazy today. But like I said, if it is lagging, just go back a couple seconds. I don't think it is, though. I think it's slowly going away. So hopefully we fix that without doing anything. Alright, should be fine now. But that's my thoughts on the market. We talked about the dollar, talked about SPY a little bit. Let's go down to the smaller time frames on SPY, and let's really look at what we can look at for another trade. So we are going to have to pay attention to how we react to the 403.50s. Remember, this was the level. This was like the ultimate level that we had to get over to start having that crazy rally towards 410. So this is what we have to watch. Yeah, live stream just restarted for a lot of people. Just restart it, guys. I mean, don't just leave. Start it back up. Actually, I need to relink it because a lot of people probably think it's over. I just saw like 40 of you leave. Alright, let's fix that. Of course, it's on a Friday. This is so awesome. This is wild, dude. YouTube is really screwing me right now. All right, I'm just going to continue forward because there's nothing I can do about it. So anybody who can hear me, we are going to be paying attention to see what kind of buy reaction we get towards 403.50. If we break over this, buyers could step back in towards 406s, 405s. That would be a pretty good day trade, or a quick scalp, you could say. But we could also look for rejections of 403.50. So start to look for seller candles to pop up here. And then for open range breakout, see if 400 breaks. If 400 breaks, it's going to be a good short-term decision to the downside, which that means this TA is all screwed up. Towards 405, 406s, below 400 towards 399. This is going to be a little tedious, but 399, 397, 30, 396, 395. So we got a couple levels below. I'll probably fix the day trade plan above if we do actually do all of that information. We get up and hit the 406s. I'll probably add on to this, or at least I'll remind everyone in stream what's possibly going on. So that's one thing to look out for. Did everyone hear what I said on the dollar? I couldn't tell if I was lagging or not, but regardless, I was saying we still need to reject this, and on the daily time frame, we need to watch out for this angle here to be tested. So if we're probably going to get a pump up to this area, we need to see what we need to look for next is, are we going to push past this, or are we going to reject it and push back down through demand, which would be a good sign for bulls. If we break above it, it'd be a good sign for bears in the overall stock market that we'd like to look at. But like I said, we are going to be starting a little bit lower. We're going to be starting way down here. We're actually above this level now. We're going to be up in this area now. So we have to pay attention very closely to 403.50s. That's going to be very, very crucial. If I go back out to the monthly, yeah. So, gonna have to pay attention to that level. Let's mark our previous day low, the meat of it, because if we do pump, this needs to be the first target. The second target needs to be 406 area, and then last target needs to be kind of towards previous day close, which is way up here at 407. So we got 3 really good reasonable targets to aim for if 403.50 breaks, if a good base builds here. If we see 400 break, you really need to aim for about every dollar out. I don't want to be that tedious, but it's about every dollar out. Good morning, Rambo. Good morning to everybody who's in here. Sorry for not saying it to everybody. I was dealing with all the lag, and I just wanted to move forward and get it out of the way. But let's try to get some things on the list. So I'm not going to add too much on the watch list today because of this drop. And you guys have to understand, there is a day to trade. There's days not to trade. Today is probably one of those days that you either want to not trade, or you want to have very light positions. There's no need already, just because of the data coming out. There's no need to put yourself at complete risk, right? So if you do still want to trade, awesome. Wait for your limited entries to pop up, but don't just jump into any play. I would genuinely jump in with less size than you're used to jumping in with, just because of the information we've gotten today. And it's already kind of adding a bunch of volatility to the market. That's just not as much fun. So be very careful today. But let's jump into a couple tickers. I do like the hold of 7430s for AMD. If this ends up breaking, this is a great short. So we can add AMD to the watch list. AMD always being reliable. All right, AMD. Above, I want to say, let's get that previous day low, previous day close, previous day high. And today is going to be one of those days that a lot of the people who have been paying attention for the buy the dip strategy. If you guys don't know what that is, please go to the playlist on the YouTube channel. There's a buy the dip strategies playlist. Yes, jobs came out, King Cabina. There's way too many jobs, so that's why we're going down. But if you guys have paid attention to the buy the dip strategy playlist, and here, let me pull it up so you can see exactly what I'm talking about, because I'm not joking. You need to review this playlist. There's not many videos in it, so it's not like it takes forever. Right here, base build, buy the dip strategy. There's 5 videos in it. I would definitely view each one. You can see the longest one's 10 minutes. There's a 2-minute one, an 8-minute, a 5-minute, a 3. They're not really that long, right? So it's not like all my other videos where they're super long. I would definitely take time to go through this in a day. get it down, go find a couple examples on your own, really go through it, really analyze it. And I think you'll start to look at price action a little differently. But these videos right here are amazing for looking for base builds and possible moves to the upside when seeing those sit together. But that's AMD. We'll move on. Not really a huge move there for them. There's going to be a little bit risky ones, but I want to have some fun and try to find a couple decent ones. So above 192.60s would be a decent long for Tesla into its previous day close. So about 194.80. So we got a pretty decent move into this area. You do have to worry about this short-term support from pre-market, or from the past pre-market low, but also from the higher low that we had yesterday on Tesla. So it's not just 192.57. You also have 193.40. So we'll look at that. Apple, previous day low. We're gonna have to watch over that. We also have really good levels below. Again, that's why I'm really not commenting on it that hard, because we have good levels below. Again, this is the power of having good levels, guys. As you can see, every chart I'm going to, there's a level really close underneath, or there's a level really close right above. This gives us really good option to either take things further down, or we can watch for base builds to take further up. So it's also very nice just to have good levels just to kind of trade with. But as you can see, basically every chart has a level below to look at. So we're going to definitely just kind of skim through these today. Boeing, wow, still not completely falling. Even with that. 173, so they'll be about right here. So they're kind of towards the bottom of their range. So if anybody was playing with my BA shorts, those are killing. Just because we like that 12-day range. Well, actually, it's more. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Today will be the 15th day that Boeing is sitting inside of one candle. That's wild. Yeah, so we'll definitely pay attention to all of those charts that have those levels below. Like Tesla, they have that 188 right there. We break 188.30s. That's definitely going to continue lower to 186, 185 area. If we get the push over 192.50s, 193.40s, there are a couple good levels here to aim for. And if they do increase higher, they have a pretty good breakout spot from here in the pre-market high up to their previous day open. As you can see, those line up at the same level at about 197. So 197 would be a good top level to aim for if you are looking for longs. Apple, if we want to see a continuation down, we're going to need to see 145 and 144.50s break to the downside. And that'll definitely help out to see XLK and possibly see Microsoft move lower if we see that Apple break that level. As you can see, Microsoft is down a little bit more than Apple. But if they end up pushing these 248, 249s, they look like they have 247 and 245 in sight, which is just crazy to say out loud right now. Nvidia, I kind of like it as much as I like AMD. We could get some good moves under 165, but like I said, potentially look for some base build at open. It doesn't have to essentially drop super hard right after that, so be very careful. But are there any other tickers or any things you guys are looking at for today, even with this crazy news coming out? Again, like I said, you shouldn't be looking to trade super heavy today. You should be looking to trade light, or just try to catch one or two quick scalps. Try not to catch anything too crazy, just because of the already big amount of info that's happened at open. Previous day close, previous day high, previous day open, which is also the previous day low. We have a pre-market low about right here. So might as well just grab this level. So actually, you could add BABA if you really wanted to. Netflix, previous day open. Where am I at? Previous day close, previous day high. So this one's stuck in a huge range. They're going to need to build base somewhere above 304. This, and a lot of charts have that kind of range. Meta, not looking hot. Neo, might be able to add this one to the list today. Strong level there at 1190s. Slash above 1250s. Google, I still need to fix that chart. We should do that today. Microsoft, though, Microsoft looking good under 249, 248. So we could definitely review that. All right. Good morning, D-Touch. Good morning, Daffy. Good morning, Ruth Ann, David, Deuce, Darth Kobe. Nice name. Looking at XPEV, AMC, Cent. Looking at Trade Desk. Nice, man. I haven't looked at Trade Desk in a while. I'll have to check that out in a bit. Netflix, Meta. Good work. Plays into end of year, in my opinion, setting up real nice. Oh, on your XPEV, AMC, and Cent. I see what you're saying. Good morning, Nairu. Be sure to go to the beginning of the stream, guys, to review what we covered on SPY and the dollar. I will do it again before the market opens, which I'll probably do it again way before the market opens because there's nothing else to look at now. We've basically looked at most of everything I wanted to look at. A lot of the levels are a bit stale. There are a lot of really good levels, so I will be switching through all of these today. Especially if we build base, it's going to be, more of you are going to say annoying or boring because building base takes a lot of time. So it's not like we're just going to get a straight green candle. You are going to have probably a push, a rejection. You're going to either build a higher low or a low right at the same level right here. And then they'll build up higher again. And this is where you get that chance of either we get the breakout or they reject again and we just stay in this range. And then you also have the possibility of none of that happening and us continuing lower. So there's a couple different scenarios to look out for today. I'm kind of leaning more towards the base build stuck in a range where we push up higher, reject, and then kind of stay in this overall range. You know, and that's just Apple's chart. Of course, on SPY, it'll be a different range. It'll be between 400 and 405. So, you know, I could really see us sitting in this range for the most part today just because of the amount of movement we've already given. And if you go to the daily time frame, we've already made it down. Again, we're opening at about 401.30s right now. We've already opened down inside of that range again. So there is only a little bit of room below and there's only a little bit of room above. Like I said, up to the 403.50s. So that's why that has to be your break above when you're looking at SPY. So we have an overall plan for the daily time frame. We have an overall plan for the smaller time frame. Now you just got to be patient. And as you can see, even with the crazy news coming out, the levels hold up. There's still a lot of really good levels in there. Sitting on the Qs, 50% fib from COVID lows to highs, 286.82, need to get below that. And now I have a level here at about 285.86, even though we had this fat drop, we still have a level there. So it looks like 285.80s, 285 area is going to be a good break below for Qs. We can also look above 288.80s, or basically 299, to try to catch it back towards the previous day low, which is way up there at about 291.30s. The meat of it is at least. So we have a pretty clear range on tech. We have a pretty clear range on SPY. It's just about actually following it. Don't jump in early. Don't try to play, you know, the candles that have already happened. Try to sit still, be careful, be patient, wait for the next move to happen. Good morning. I'm very happy this morning that I went with my gut in today's swing on 405 puts. Oh, okay, nice, man. Good job, Muhammad. So, like I said, look out for both sides. The base build will take a lot longer. the continuation down will not take as much longer. So keep your eyes on both scenarios. Again, even if we are more bearish, I don't care. I want to cover both sides. That's why I give you guys that kind of non-biased look. What do y'all think is going to happen today? Looks like Mel thinks it will drop further. What do the rest of y'all think? Again, these are just opinions. We're not sitting here guessing at what's going to possibly happen. We're just pointing out scenarios in which can happen after today's open, and this gives you good insight, because instead of you going, oh, I'm super bullish today, you know, and then it drops or we just chop, then you're incorrect, and you have no credibility on anything else that you've looked at because you didn't point it out, right? You want to be able to cover both sides of the story so you don't get slapped in the face. Chop, range bound, down, 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 down to 395 supply zone, indifferent, no thought, just waiting to see, small pop, then drop it to 97.50. And yeah, you guys can see, you know, there's all kinds of different scenarios that can happen. So that's what I'm trying to open up in all of you, to be able to point out these scenarios, because then you're not just sitting here doing guesswork. You're sitting here pointing out what is possible. Then you can look out for it in a non-biased manner. You never want to be sitting here going, oh, I know we're going to drop further, or I know we're going to pop. Don't be like that, because you don't know. But I would like to cover the upside too. I'm thinking we won't really know until we dipped and rip. Gold short swing looking juicy right now. Good stuff, Rowdy. Very happy to hear about that. And yeah, the dollar with vengeance, retaking 105.30s all in one candle. Very impressive push by the dollar. Yep, and we seem to be breaking the pre-market low already, or at least the meat of it. We haven't broken 400, which again, 400 needs to be the level you're looking under right now. We're basically looking under 400 or looking above 403.50. There is nothing else. How was everyone's night though? How did everyone sleep? You guys got some water next to you? I'm trying to find my phone charger. Hopefully you guys got some decent sleep. Anybody eat any breakfast yet? Oh, here, I'll show what Sherman's talking about. Let me scroll up. Tesla, they're watching Tesla, MU, TSM, Roku. These are my friends Callan and Justin. Good morning. Nasty gap down this morning on account of the November jobs reports. We added 263,000 jobs in November, which looks good on the surface. But given that Powell has based this whole rate hike cycle on a strong job market, this means that with a stronger job market, he can raise rates higher / more aggressively. This conflicts with what he said Wednesday for the most part. It literally does. He even said that he expects the job numbers to be lower, but they weren't. Anyway, SPY futures now gapping down into no man's land. We have no levels within sight or below us. When this happens, we have to use the open as our line in the sand. Again, who remembers yesterday at the end of the stream, all we talked about was how tomorrow's open is. If you guys were in here, we talked 3 or 4 or 5 different times on how tomorrow's open is going to play a huge aspect into today's market, how we're going to trade, what direction we're going to go in. If ES fails to hold open, look for a move back down to 400. If this key level is broken, then we really have no support until 394.5. Again, these are SPY futures, so sorry for if I just said 400. There are probably a few spots we could bounce along the way, but no concrete levels. If ES holds above open, then we could see a move higher, but how big? We don't know. Again, and that's what I'm getting at. Nobody knows. This is why you have to just watch those levels. This is not the market where you want to sit around and find out, to be honest. Today already seems like a risk-off day, and the market hasn't even opened. We know there's been a lack of edge given the chop of this market, but no more true than today. Please do not trade this crap. You're going to try and short after a 1.5% move down. You're going to try it long after a 1.5% move down. We just don't know what there is to do today. Please trade safe and enjoy the weekend. I really like how he put that, because that perfectly sums up what today is. So you shouldn't be looking to go long and then look, oh, I'm going to sell at 410 today, or go short and say, I'm going to sell at 394 today. You know, you're a little crazy. So, and that's my exact point. But I'm very happy to see that everybody sees what I'm seeing, talking about the next day's open. Exactly, FAFO. F around and find out. So, we at least have our trade plan ready. Let me shorten this. We can actually use this today. We'll leave it like that. We got about 19 minutes till open. Exactly, not really a solid day for options. And this is what people have to get into their head a little bit more as they start to learn how to trade more, is you have to understand there are days where it's not favorable market conditions for you to find trades. Now, as a scalper, there's going to be all kinds of moves. So if you're a scalper, ignore me. But if you're someone who likes to take these slower, more passive trades, today is not the day. Good morning, Mila. Glad to have you in here. Chance Sutton, you had your meal. Got waffles in the oven right now? Damn. Some coffee, jelly donuts. Man, y'all having some good breakfast then. A bottle of baby formula. How's the music, by the way? Is it too loud, too quiet? Please let me know. This is only the second day I've used this YouTube playlist. Hopefully it doesn't give us a copyright strike for this, but I don't think it will. I'm trying to avoid that because when they do copyright strikes, they don't delete the video. They just hide the audio, and it's kind of annoying. So hopefully that doesn't work on these streams. Maybe one notch up. All right, let me do that. Yeah, it is a little low. I do have it very low. All right, I turned it up a hair. Like literally a hair. All right, should be fine now then. B asked, welcome by the way. He said, how are you able to get those drawing shortcuts on your chart under the blue line at the top? So click this cogwheel right here, click it, go to my tools, click on each chart, click apply, then click OK. And you should have this pop up. You can click this cogwheel and you can add all kinds of tools on here, drawing sets. You can even add indicators up there to kind of turn on. You have to go turn them off yourself, but when you want to turn them on, you can just click it. Sick money, unrealized SPX buy at $16. It's at $62. Eesh, that hurts. See a potential bull flag on the $5 minute? No problem, B. Great question. The only other setting I would turn on to is OHLC for snap drawings too. If you really just kind of like to grab levels like I do, if you just like to kind of snap the levels quicker. If you give the musician credit on your stream, will they still delete it for copyright? If you do like if I was playing Kanye West right now, yeah, they delete it even if I did give credit. That's the whole point. But with non-copyright music, it's kind of a gray area. Some of the music, it'll mute the audio of the entire stream. Some of them won't. I don't think this one will because it didn't do it to yesterday's. Plus, the stream is literally called non-copyright music, so it should be fine. But no, if I was playing like Kanye West or like Drake, it would probably mess up the the audio. But everybody understands what we're looking for on SPY today, and some of these tickers, and honestly all these tickers are kind of in the same seat. But we all understand the TA on bigger and smaller time frames for SPY today. We understand what we're looking for. 400 or 403.50. These are the initial levels we're looking at. But welcome everybody. Really glad to have you all in here again. Thank you guys for already almost getting me to 50 likes. Y'all are kind of wild. And I'm honestly just really happy to have a mature group of people in here because a lot of you guys show up for pre-market prep. You just try to get your thoughts in beforehand, which is really good practice. Seriously, the best way to grow is routine. And the only way to do that is by being here. You have to, one, be here in the morning, have that prep work in, kind of give yourself that initial, all right, this is what can happen, this is what we can look for up, this is what we can look for down. And then two, during, you know, actually trying to catch a trade or two, or even just visualize a trade or two. That's a great way of saying it. And then third, reviewing afterwards, being able to go back after the day's over, after the market's not moving anymore, and review what happened, where did it happen from. Give yourself that full review, but that's giving you the before, the during, and the after, a full complete routine. So I'm very happy to see a lot of you guys already in here, looking to get going on some of these moves, looking to get going on just kind of pointing out what's possible. Dan Nice asked, how do you get your watch list last price held to fill green red? I'm pretty sure now, and somebody asked me this yesterday and I wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure I went to setup, application settings, look and feel, and then I started messing with these settings. So you can find it in here, as you can see, preview, and it shows you everything. But I don't know exactly what I clicked. It's been a very long time since I've done that, but it is somewhere in there. Morning, brother. Morning, all. What's up, Green Tony Ape Gang? What a name. Good morning, Casa. Glad to have you in here again. Good morning, Joseph. Was wondering, when you say break above / below stop loss RL, are you a break / breach guy or wait to close bar of guy? I like to see the close, but I also like candle timing. So if I see a level breaking and there's literally 5 seconds in the candle, I will sometimes just go ahead and enter. I won't just sit there and wait for candle to close. So it kind of depends on your personal preference as well. Yeah, we can chart SPX. I should have it already charted, to be honest with you. Let me go back to the far left and make sure. Where did I get this from? I think I did this from the weekly. Yeah, this is all from the weekly. So these are more these are more swing trading type levels. Let me go to the 5 minute and see how it looks. I think the reason I did it on the weekly and not the daily Mel, normally I grab all my levels from the daily, not the weekly, for day trading. I think the reason I did that is because it gives me too many levels. So I think I did this to kind of focus on less. But it looks like outside of 4100.50s, you can look for longs. Outside of 4050s, you can look for shorts. But it looks like we're probably going to open a little lower. I know it's not reflecting that candlestick-wise. But overall, you have a very solid range for yesterday's high and low. So that'll be a good initial kind of reaction. Morning, the man, the myth, the Bueller. Appreciate that, Chris. Happy to have you in here, man. They want more pain. Good drop of news, too, Amy. But Mel, I basically just went to the weekly. I added all my emerging candles. I didn't do anything special for this chart. But these are the levels that reflect it. But it looks like outside of this 40, 50, 4100 area, you can look for longs or shorts. It really depends on which one breaks. You're probably going to end up seeing it start under this level. It'll probably be under this level, and you'll see it start to reject. You can look under 4019 for more shorts. Who all here trades SPX? How many of you trade SPY? SPX, of course, is basically the same thing. It just has very high premium. Doesn't have as much pre-market info. But how many of y'all trade SPX over SPY, or who trade SPY over SPX? What's y'all's personal preference? I personally trade SPY over SPX. I don't trade SPX. But I do like to chart it. I know some of you guys like to trade it. If you trade both, awesome. More power to you. Trade both. SPY and SPX about equal. Like to use SPY to scale. And that's smart, you know, using SPY to kind of watch alongside it. Tried it one time, lost $500 in 12 sec. Jesus. That's horrible. Must have been a great feeling. Miggy says, watching SPY chart for the volume and VWAP. Okay, to kind of play along for your SPX. They both trade basically the same way. Okay, cool. I just wanted to see what everyone did. See if you guys were trading it SPX or if you are trading SPY. There is no judgment or criticism on it. I was just wondering. But if you guys want, I will start to show those Discord notes more. Whether it's from BBBot or from me or from one of my mods. One of my friends in the Lifetime group, Leland, he's watching... I'll show y'all. He's potentially watching Amazon for more swings. So he's kind of watching this broadening kind of channel, I guess you could say. So I'll show that later on if he updates it. If not, that means it's probably still in range. Yeah, I'm sure Tan's down. I mean, everything's down right now. So it doesn't really help me. Yeah, Daffy, I've been watching this pretty heavily, man. I can't wait for it to finally break range. I'm almost feeling it almost feels like we're watching Boeing, you know, watching it just kind of trade to the right, waiting for better confirmation. But I guess one thing we could say while we've been having to sit here and wait for a lot of these charts to break out on those bigger time frames like Tan and Boeing that you and me have been watching, Daffy, one thing to at least be happy about is that they are consolidating. So that does give the future price a really good chance of moving a lot more. So, I mean, at least it's not the end of the world. No rush on that. Alert is set at 95 on Amazon. There you go. The man actually coming out and saying exactly what he's looking for. I was just wanted to show it off in case people were looking at it. No, I do not use alerts. I used to even have a channel just to kind of point out good levels breaking out for profit, and I might aim towards that again in the future. But overall, no. It's just too much tedious maintenance, really. And I'm already doing a decent amount of maintenance when I show up each morning and I do SPY, and we have to delete the previous day levels, add them into today. So I'm already doing enough maintenance as is. So I just don't like to do a lot of those targets and indicate, or you know, whatever you want to call them, the alerts that pop up. We could do more in the future if we find a better system that we like. But overall, no, I don't. If you do, though, I'm not judging you. You know, more power to you if you use those alerts. They are very helpful to kind of set, forget, and then when you see it pop up, it's like, oh yeah, I can go look at this. It's doing that thing. So it's very helpful. Some of my guys do, though. I know Leland set some. I know a couple of the guys in there set a ton of different alerts for different movements in different directions. I just realized I didn't even share my... we'll just leave it. The bonds are bouncing back nicely. Oil's bouncing back too. Metals are going to start down in the dirt. Let me see this watch list real quick. We don't check this as much as we used to. I'm sure VIX is up this morning. Semiconductors. Here's some more transportation. China. Transportation. Short arc. You know this thing's doing great. Alright, we don't need to look at that any further. Dollar pulling back a little bit. Like you said, bonds were increasing. These are decent signs for short-term movement. I was just sending this to somebody. Ignore that. 4 out of 4 Green Day's main blowing. 6 damn mints to get the hell out. And yeah, we got about 4 minutes till the market opens, everybody, so be very careful. But just throw me a thumbs up or a yes, I get it, if you guys understand what levels we are initially looking out for from open. What's up, October? Glad to have you in here again. And I tried my best to follow a lot of you back on Twitter or Instagram or whatever you guys are messaging me on. I tried my best to follow a lot of you back. If I haven't, just tweet at me. I am very happy to support y'all, though. How's it going, Yoel? Glad to see you again, man. Tobias giving us his levels as well. Alright, I'm gonna put my headset on. Let's invite Devin in here. We have no J-Bake today. He was here for Wednesday and Thursday. My boy Devin's gonna be here today. How's it going, Devin?
Pretty good, pretty good. A little bit more of a knee-jerk reaction than I expected this morning, but I ain't mad about it. Gotta get a little quick scalp today. See what sets up. That still sold off, but like not crazy. Only a couple bucks. Still almost at yesterday low. Kind of like that. Oh, Josh, I got a question on the job number. If somebody gets a second job, does that that still counts, right?
No.
No?
Alright. It's also just kind of open available jobs for core companies. Not like... I'd have to show you a better example.
Yeah, right.
It's very deep, though.
Because I was kind of thinking about that, because I know a lot of people right now get the second job, so...
Oh yeah, they've even reported it with that report. Actually, they came out and showed how many people have secondary jobs. There's even people out there's a percentage of the United States of people who have a third job, which is crazy to think about. Good morning, Sandollar. Glad to have you. How are the energy stocks looking? I'm pretty sure they're down, but they did get a little bit of a bounce. I was just watching oil futures a second ago. As you can see, they did have that initial dip even with the market, but they've got a pretty good bounce at known support of their pre-market. They are back above the previous day close, but nothing crazy. So they're just kind of still there. If you want to, what I watch is the bigger time frame. If you want to watch that, but they got a pretty good bounce at demand at their previous low that they had. But like I said, you'll probably get a bounce into the 82, 83s. I said this a few days ago, and then you'll probably slow down. So I wouldn't necessarily look for a continued movement up yet. You probably need to look for some more consolidation first before getting that continuation up or the reversal back down. But they have at least gotten a good drop base move. So this is a good initial base starting out for energy. Giving them a chance to really go either direction still. But very nice to see. Good morning, Jay. Good morning, SF. Howdy, howdy. Sup, Bueller? I think we would be cool friends if you took time out to just talk to me. Reach out, man. I message everyone. I reply back to literally everyone that messages me. I try my best to answer everyone. I really hate it when people flex, like, look how many unread DMs I have. I'm so cool. Like, dude, shut up. That is so stupid to flex. I have 0 unread messages because I DM everyone back. You're gonna message me on YouTube? I don't know how that's gonna work. But feel free to hit me up on Instagram, Discord, Twitter. You're gonna send me so many trash messages. I appreciate that. I'd like to think you guys would send me productive messages, or at least something funny. You're gonna send me a raven like on Game of Thrones? Yeah, feel free to message me though. I literally answer everybody. I will block you though if you get annoying. I haven't had to block too many people, but don't be my first. Like I said, probably getting a bounce just because of the initial reaction. I wouldn't get too antsy though. You need to see a good, strong confirmation of a 40350. And honestly, the first break isn't really going to be that strong confirmation.
Looks like most stuff on the text popping that yesterday low. So if they hold a retest of those yesterday lows, that could be looking not too bad.
You think that was a really funny message, I'm not gonna lie. I think we'd be really good friends if you just talked to me, man. I think this song, guys, I'm sorry if anybody else heard that, you heard it as well, but I swear this song was recorded over someone's Twitch stream now that I just heard that noise. That was a donation on Twitch sound. That is so weird. I heard that in that song. I know I'm not tripping. No, I don't have to be sorry. I just thought it was funny. Hey, thank you for sharing us on Instagram, Daffy. I just saw that. I appreciate you sharing the link. And yeah, guys, I say that I don't say this enough, but please be sure to share the link out to as many people as you want. These are public from now on, so be sure to share them with your friends. Even if they're not your friends, send them to traders that you know of. Really get some people in here. Dollar looks like a bull flag breakout while we push up. Has it been 10 minutes already? Right.
Most of tech giving the same reaction. XOM got back to its pre-market high. Looks to be holding up decent. It was on our first 5-minute candle.
I'm your only friend, so you showed it to me. Is it hard to hear, Devin?
So I haven't been saying much.
I think I do have you down low. I have you at 100% now. Normally I only have you at like 80, 85 though. I think it's because this new music I'm playing. It's honestly a little louder. Still trying to find my mix for everybody.
Waiting on this first 10 minutes, see what we get.
I am liking this short-term hold of 403.50. If this doesn't hold though, that's just going to bring this all the way back down. No problem, DX Mac. Always glad to fix the volume. You guys know me, I'm kind of funky with the volume. And some spying cues. Close your gold shorts. Good stuff, good stuff. I'm not going to lie, I had an IWM call, but I paid 65, so not much risk I used. Well, at least you didn't use, your entire account to trade it. Like you said, you didn't use as much risk.
Apple trying to get back over its yesterday low. So you got all tech pretty much at or above yesterday lows.
Great call out, great call out.
Berkby coming up towards its pre-market high yesterday close. XOM's already there at yesterday close. Above that, then you got 112.
Chinese stocks moving higher.
SPY's trying to take the midpoint of this sell-off move right now.
Good morning, Will. Glad to have you. You're watching Neo. X is green. Very nice daily chart looking to break out. That's US Steel, correct? The one metals ticker I like is CLF. I mainly like it because it's kind of, it's not just metal. Isn't this oil? I never remember Cleveland Cliffs. Yeah, iron. I knew I wasn't tripping. Iron and steel products. But I like this one a lot in the metal sector. Amy, this one's looking kind of good. I saw you said you were looking at US Steel. This one kind of has that inverse head and shoulder kind of look to it. It's just like you said, waiting for that breakout. But I do like that you pointed out X trying to break higher. That was a good mention. But yeah, CLF is the one that's down in the dirt still that I really like a lot. Also, you guys should go back and watch the interview with the CEO. It was like 2 or 3 earnings ago. But the CEO is hilarious. If you ever find that clip, link it in here. It's really funny.
Still getting the most bounce, almost back at pre-market high, 90 cents away-ish. Getting over that closing price on Tesla.
I'll try to find that video too, because it was pretty funny. Yeah, I heard you found it instantly. Here's that video if you want to laugh. It's actually from 4 years ago. I was way off. It felt like only a couple earnings ago. The joke is still very relevant. Dollar still retracing a little.
Get a little slowdown as we're coming down to the last part of the 10-minute candle.
And like Devin said, a lot of the tech stocks guys have either hit their previous day low or they're slightly above it. So this is where a lot of those moves just hit. So you guys can see Tesla is well above it, and they're actually above their previous day close. Tesla's actually turning green right now. Impressive. Yeah, good mention, Mel, because yeah, they're pumping. They retook that previous day low, they took the higher low and the pre-market low all at the same time, and they even popped above the previous day close. A very, very impressive level to get back above after such a crazy drop this morning from those employment numbers. I'd keep watch on Apple. This is the king of the market. If this pops previous day low and higher low, this will actually give more enticing movements for bulls. Watch for Nvidia to try to hold their previous day low. That'd be a good, decently found bounce spot. Amazon's previous day lows, they're rejecting it. Baba just doesn't care. Meta well above their previous day lows, as you can see. So we have a lot of things kind of working together right now. Google's previous day low, right under it. Microsoft previous day low, right under it. 251.60s right there for the meat of the bone of yesterday's low. So decent short-term recovery, nothing crazy yet. First 10 minutes are over. Pretty good risk reward here for longs. Keep your stop loss very tight though. I wouldn't even have it at today's open. I'd have it a little tighter than that if you are going long here. But overall, probably better to wait to see us actually increase movement over those recent highs. Yeah, that vid was funny, right, Goran? It's crazy seeing a CEO of a major company like that talking like that. That was hilarious. Basically just roasting analysts and short sellers. And he's like, I'm gonna put all my own money into this stock so you guys will be shit on and stuff like that. That CEO is hilarious. It's probably one of the realest CEOs in the entire S&P. Alright, with the rejection of this, you can look for short-term shorts. Like I said, I'd wait to go long until you see that continuation over these recent highs. But there is a good short risk reward here as long as we keep 403.50s as resistance. So you can even set this high as your stop loss if you're going short early on. But again, there's no passive plays yet. Everything right now is still aggressive, still early on. But if you are to play something, I would go short rather first. If you see the increased movement over the new highs, go long. But right now, this is a better spot for shorts. Also, if you want to, you can add today's open. If you don't want to fill up your chart, you don't have to. But today's open is going to be a really good pivot point to keep on watch. Because a break under that, that's going to bring more panic.
Got a couple wigs. Microsoft coming down, losing its yesterday low. Google never got over it. Tesla's still holding up decently well. So is Apple. Meta. Might be a nice little 30-minute candle day for sure for the passive trade.
No. I would more say this level right here, October. The meat of this high right here, about 403.60s, would be your next pivot. If you're talking about to the downside, that would be this right here. That's today's open. Which is just as good as that candle's low, basically. I mean, it's literally cents away. You're kind of looking for a move outside of this. Right now, we've gone up to 1, rejected it. There's a good in-between level, of course. Bueller, I have a level at 402.49. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where you'd get that. There is a level about right here if you're going off of this. I mean, that's pretty close to your level. I wouldn't say error. I would just go look, where did you get it? And if you don't know where you got it from, just delete it. That's what I do if I have... Because sometimes you'll end up drawing a level randomly, and then you'll be like, you know, 3 days later, you'll be like, how did I get this? And you don't understand why. Just remove it. No need to have a level in there that we don't understand why it's there. But if you figure out where you got it from, go ahead and leave it if you want. I'm not 100% certain where, though. Dealt it with, thank you. You meant the downside? Okay, yeah, today's open is the pivot point below. What's up, Taylor? Glad to have you.
Still not too much more action on anything. Do like where Tesla's holding at the 194, the 196.90 is above.
Baba and Neo to the moon.
Work B using yesterday low support, coming back up. Pre-market highs not that far above. Netflix trying to make a new high intraday. Got pre-market high right above, and that's right at yesterday close. Tesla still looking decent. Apple holding out. Amazon retried that yesterday low, but got wicked.
All right, guys, so these top 5 sectors that I just went through, I was doing it without saying anything, but I'm basically drawing the wick of the previous day low up to the meat of it. If this breaks, you can start to look for more bulls to have control of tech until this breaks. So this is what you're looking out for on tech stocks, Apple, Microsoft, healthcare. This is what they need to break. Discretionary, comms, and financials. So you have a clear level to break above on all 5 of those main sectors of the market. Again, by looking at just these first 5, you've already looked at about 70 to 75% of SPY. Bueller, where did you post the links to your TOS charts on Discord? Again, if you check this out right here, go up to it. No, not Top Watches. Bueller TA. It's literally my name. Scroll up to, I think it was on Sunday. I try to do all that on Sundays. But here they are. I think that's Sunday, right? But I got SPY, the dollar, and then I have the daily TA, the bigger time frame, bigger time frame, bigger time frame. I think I have more, actually. I don't think that's all. Yeah, here they are. This is where it is. On the 27th, I posted it. But SPY, smaller time frame, dollar bigger, and then you can see the rest of them there. But yeah, I have all of them there. Just scroll up. It's on the 27th. I try to do that every Sunday, kind of Sunday evening, Sunday around lunchtime. You can see I did this before noon that day. I did it before football. But yeah, so for anybody who has TOS, I do kind of spoon feed the levels just because it's a lot easier just kind of add that and kind of move on from it.
Rejecting at 403.
It was the major thing, yes, Jesse, but there were other things that came out. We had motor vehicle sales today, which a lot of people just kind of ignored because it wasn't as important as the employment situation. The employment situation had a lot of focus on it because of what Jerome Powell was just coming out and saying. He basically said that he does expect the jobs report to not be as bad. It comes out employment situation was worse than previously thought. There's a lot more jobs available. So that's why that was so important. But we do have Charles Evans speaking at about 9:15, which is in 30 minutes from now, less than 30 minutes from now. And then you have the rig count later today, which is not as important unless you're looking at some of those energy tickers. But yeah, that was the main major thing today, Jesse. Yes, I can, Chance. Sorry, I just now saw what you said. So the top 5 sectors, and you'll see me check these more than all of them, but I do normally go through most of them. But XLK, this is your tech sector. It's the largest and the most popular sector on the stock market. It weighs the most, and it's the most popular. This is XLK, though. It's tech, Apple, Microsoft. These are 2 that I like to look alongside with this one. They're very important when looking at this chart. And then you have XLV, healthcare. It's the least popular sector, but the second heaviest. I think right now it's actually third, but right now I almost always, it always mixes with discretionary. So the top 5 kind of mix up a little bit, but XLK never moves as the top. But XLV, second largest, but also the least popular sector. This is where you can look for healthcare tickers. There's a lot of them. I also like to look at LABU if you like to look at Biopharm, like Moderna and a couple other tickers like that. LABU, Labu. It's a very good ETF to look alongside. And then you have discretionary. This is your Amazon, Tesla, Nike, Home Depot sector. I like to look at this and sync with those. You can see, and they're all kind of ending up with the same short-term levels. And you can use the BB system on these to help give yourself good short-term signals on them. Comms, this is your Meta. I almost said Facebook. Your Meta, your Goog, your Google. A lot of really good communication tickers in that. But that's what I like to use for that. And then financials. And by using these top 5, you're looking at basically 70 to 75% of the market is what I was saying. But these are the main core 5 that I like to look at. Of course, the rest of them are great as well. You have industrials, staples, utilities, which are all defensive sectors, base materials, real estate, not a defensive sector, but still a good sector to look at. And then energy, which not a lot of these weigh that heavy, but it is smart to look at for short-term rotation. But again, the only way of seeing it, anybody who is trying to get better at sector rotation, is you have to look at it more. You can't just guess when it's going to happen. You have to look. Baba, off for the races, hitting 90 a share right now. Dear Lord. Neo as well. I'm glad we added those Chinese tickers to the watch list today if anybody was watching them on their own. I personally don't like to trade them that much, but they seem to have been very popular today. AMD up against their previous day lows, rejecting. They haven't reached today's open yet. And it looks like the SPY short idea that I said is doing pretty good. It just has not broken today's open yet. So if you could take some short-term profits here, if you really want to catch that bigger move, though, you need open price to break, and then you're going to need this area to break. So small move in between here, bigger move if it ends up breaking this support. But right now, nothing crazy. We basically just got a good buy reaction at support, hit resistance, got a little bit of a dip, and now we're just kind of stuck in this even tinier range. Round of applause for Mel. Good stuff, man. I'm very happy to see a lot of your plays working out, man. Huge day for you again.
You got Netflix and Meta holding well pretty together. But you got Tesla and Amazon coming back down. B and XOM not doing too much.
%90 on your SPY put. Round of applause for Brian and for Mel. Good stuff, guys. And thank you all for being here, guys. Be sure to drop a thumbs up on this stream. I appreciate each and every one of you for being in here this morning. Very hot stream today, though. Almost 200 people in here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you guys for supporting the streams. It really does mean a lot to me. Let's see if this continuation down happens under today's open, or if we're going to get a good pop above the 40350s. Mel is shorting Neo. Typing it in all caps. No, I do not use Bookmap. Though I probably should try to use it more, because I have seen the uses of it, or it's pretty nice. Seeing the, basically seeing volume in a more visual way. Mel has a hard stop at 1320 on Neo. AMD's below open. Great call out. Who said that? Christian Diaz. Pat on the back for you, man. Great call out. That's exactly what I want to see people typing out. Because right now you have just an initial bearish reaction. Again, there's a better level down here, but this is a good short-term pivot point to pay attention to. Great job, man. Very happy to see people pointing that out. Tesla actually came down, tested their open, got a little bit of a bounce.
Netflix looking pretty good. Trying to get back over that previous high in 315. Then it should go to 316, 317 to test. Meta moving higher, almost back at 120. Defending that opening price, coming back up towards that 403.50.
Come on, guys. 6 more likes and 100, and then we hit 100. 6 more. IWM down than less than half of Qs as a percentage. Great call out, Amy, giving us kind of that good relative view of them, of the small caps into tech. I don't know where you're from, Amy, but I like a lot of your messages today.
Netflix popping that 315. See we get that 317. 4 minutes on our first 30-minute candle.
Keanu says you're buying a gold-plated jump rope soon, Devin.
A gold-plated jump rope. I don't know how well that would work.
Hey, man, extra hard work. And yeah, Netflix breaking over a very good bigger time frame level at 315. A better key level would be 317s because that's the previous day close area. Keep your eyes on that for Netflix. That is having some good relative strength, though.
That's a retest. Was nice. See how that finishes up on the last bit of this 30-minute candle.
Hey, nice. You have a stop loss at 1320. I have a level there at 22. And if I have a level there, you know it's a historical level because all my levels come from the very far left of the chart. SPY still rejecting that, initiating very strong level that we need to look above for potential short-term longs. Again, I say short-term because you don't need to be grabbing this and thinking, oh, I'm going to hold it to the moon. No, definitely you want to not hold a position that long if we do get to push above 403.50. Short, still looking for a panic sell under the today's open. That would be a very good indication that bears do want to take this lower. Amazon broke today's open, and it's under 95. That was that short-term indication level that Leland posted. So Amazon shorts do look pretty good. Keep your stop loss at today's open. Very risky early entry because you don't have extra confirmations in the overall market, but it did break a very significant level. Again, anything right now is a little early because we don't have any outside confirmations.
Netflix popping at 317. Creeping up, Microsoft creeping up. Well, can get that potential short-term pop here. Aggressive scalp towards 404.75.
Thanks for Netflix. Shout out. Just bagged 25%. Good stuff for profit. And I made sure to follow you on Twitter the other day, man. You had a lot of really cool mentions and just things to say. I appreciate everything you were posting. I'm very happy for your growth, too. You would love to see SPY test yesterday's low. I would, too, just because we saw a lot of tech do that. We saw a lot of tech kind of bounce their head. The heaviest sector bounced their head against it. Some of them went above, some of them bouncing their head against it. But yeah, SPY hitting 405.20s, I think, is an absolute, at least, minimum of what I'd like to see SPY do. To at least show that it did have that. And then you could start to look for some better seller candles here. Because right here, it's just too early. But again, if we get the rejection here, if we get a break of today's open, that would be a good short-term indication for downside movement as well. And if you did take any plays on Netflix, start to scale out or take profits towards 320. This is the previous day high. But right here is already a pretty good spot if anybody did enter Netflix.
Facebook's creeping up, holding 120. Google's got a pretty tight range, hasn't moved around too much. Needs to pop 100. Or it's going to fade back down toward 98 and 97.20. Apple still can't get over that yesterday low, so we'd like to see that. Tesla looking good after that retest. See if you can take out that previous high.
Wow, VIX is very red at previous day low. Great call out, Amy. It's not essentially bad. Who said that? Jesse. It's not essentially bad. It just brings more bearish pressure if the dollar rises. It doesn't have to essentially drop. You can have both of them rise, technically. One of them's lying, of course, but essentially when you do see this pop, that is bad for stocks. CPI on the 12th, Fed rate hike on the 13th. Slow melt up into those events in my lean hedge. And that's just a good idea too, Curtis. Even if you're wrong, who cares, right? You know, I think that's good to get your ideas out there, your thoughts.
Netflix rejecting, Apple, Amazon, a little bit red, but not too much. Buy just holding this tight range still.
Good stuff on the Neo short. That seems to be working out for you when you bought more, as well as raising your stop loss. Mel, good job so far. That's just how it works, Sack Lunch. As the currency rises, equities drop. It's just simple supply and demand. Who am I missing? Out of Baba at, oh my gosh, 301%. Good stuff, Moon. Very happy for you. Mooney saying, Bookmap showing some large sell orders around 40.50 on SPY. Futures 147 on Apple. Stepped away for a few. Don't know if you talked about tops. Any thoughts on this? We could check it out in a second. Let me look at a couple more of these real quick just to get a better decision on what's possibly happening here in the overall market. And then we could check out tops. That is the shipping company though, right? I think I was looking at shipping companies the other day. Did anyone take the Amazon shorts that I just covered? Right now, Leland is up almost 13% on this play. If anybody grabbed puts on Amazon setting their stop loss at today's open, you are up over 10%. Definitely be sure to take some profits as you're kind of towards more the lower side of pre-market low. For a continuation, you're going to have to see a break of a 93.50s and possibly 93 flat. So keep eyes on Amazon if you are shorting that or have any of the plays from my mention. But great job, Leland, pointing that out. I got to highlight one of his plays, and he does that every day. So really good job if anybody took that with him. Piton's flying, really? Old Peloton? That's crazy. Shops continuing higher. Another wild one. Apple's dripping down. Great call out. Yeah, they're under their today's open. A very good short-term indication to the downside. What's Microsoft doing? They're still rejecting yesterday's open, just squeezing in between their today's open and yesterday's low. So they're stuck inside of this range. Piton is probably the meme YOLO crowd on it. You're probably correct on that, $Sand. That's what's sad. Probably not far off.
Pitching some buyers here. A little volume coming in. Netflix and Meta still pushing up. Everything else is still holding. Microsoft flirting with that yesterday low again.
Good job today, guys. We had those quick Netflix longs work out. We had Amazon shorts work out. Nothing crazy on SPY yet, as it's still just inside of the range. But good job if you guys took either of those risky plays, and they were a bit riskier because SPY has not made its decision yet. But great work, anybody who took either of those short-term plays. And thank you guys for, I just looked, 117 likes. Thank you guys so much. I only asked for 50, and then I asked for 100. You guys completely keep dominating my goals. So thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate each and every one of you. But great work on those couple small plays. Looks like some of you were kind of in your own plays. Looks like the Neo short is doing a little bit better from Mel's mention as well. So we'll see here in a second what that ends up doing. SPY, though, still rejecting the main level to look above. Another like for good measure. Touching under 20K in my account. 4 days of profit at 17K. Wow, Mel. That's all you, Mel. No credit to give to anyone but yourself, man. You really have taken your own stride on your own hard work. Give yourself a pat on the back, man, for real.
Tesla is still moving a little bit higher, but still under that previous intraday high of 196.90, pre-market high. Meta's at pre-market high yesterday high. See if I can pop that 121 area.
Yeah, one of these are lying because you have the dollar rising and SPY is rising. What's VIX doing? VIX is just kind of holding. I wouldn't say it's still dropping. And another kind of tertiary one you guys can look at is $ADD. This is the advancing and declining of any stock on the New York Stock Exchange. You can see it is also rising.
previous 10-minute candle had a little bit buyer volume increase, but still did not break level. Hold SPY. Netflix almost at that yesterday high. You got any
Dude,
runners? It's a good
you
spot.
would never believe that my contract is green right now.
It's about to be really green. It pops this and fills the rest of the gap. Just need SPY to get going. Tesla almost at that previous intraday high. It's right there, a couple cents away. The retest of the yesterday low was a nice little move.
Well, good job to anybody who took Netflix into the previous day high. Definitely take profits now as it's hitting a very known and very strong level. But great work, anybody who took that.
You got Meta getting over its yesterday high now. Tesla making that new high. Microsoft getting over its yesterday low now. Apple's coming back up right below, about to touch it again. Same with Google. Netflix getting a 40 cents.
Discretionary and comms are definitely the stronger sectors right now. Healthcare is decent. Tech, really not that crazy right now. Discretionary, though, and comms, very strong. Both pushing those resistances we all just drew together. Financial still underneath. They're kind of in the same spot as tech.
By creeping up, trying to make that new high day, that yesterday low, not too far above.
Push us to 405.30. Come on. Do it. Qs are going to do it as well. Go smack that 291.30s real quick.
Yeah, Meta's blasting right now. So's Netflix, but yeah, Com's doing its thing. We can get tech to catch up. Apple taking yesterday low now. That's good. Come on, Amazon. Google catch up to the party. Q's is right there.
Do you ever pay attention to UVol, DVol, more specifically Volume Delta? I used to. I should probably go back and look at them more, but I haven't done it in a long time, Mooney. Even Mel's saying long SPY here.
If we can get over this yesterday low, it's looking good. Just need Amazon and Apple to get over their yesterday lows.
SPX still not even at its previous day low. They're perfectly right at it. Like I said, this won't reflect where they open. They probably will have a lower open like SPY did, and look at that, way down here. So their initiating range is 40.19, 40.50s. Boeing catching some buyers finally. Square did really well. Devin already said Microsoft. He said Google. Said Meta. He said Netflix. Good thing I told you guys to take profit on Amazon. Like I said, that had no indication for any outside confirmations for continuing lower. SPY had not broken support yet. Tesla leading the way. AMD, good bounce. Qs are really close to that previous day low, and SPY's getting closer. Dollar finally showing some red after all of that indecision. VIX as well, breaking low of day from previous day. So yeah, good short-term upside indications. What's up, Anthony? Glad to have you, man. And yeah, taking the streams public seems to have brought a lot more people in here. You were in here when we would only average like 20 viewers. Yeah, a lot more than 20 now. And I'm very, very appreciative. I'm very honored to have everybody in here.
Netflix doing its thing, bro. Same with Facebook and Meta. Microsoft getting pretty good over that yesterday low. 252 now. Apple's trying, still battling. Google's right at its yesterday low, then it's got 101 above. 322 just popped on Netflix. Burpee's still hanging out, ain't done much.
What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, man? Did you swing anything into today? Bueller, you're going to crash the internet like Adele. Like Taylor Swift shit with that Ticketmaster news.
Rejecting yesterday low. Swift news was crazy though.
Yeah, I couldn't open any social media without reading Taylor Swift everywhere. That was just something else.
If the Taylor Swifties are gonna take down Ticketmaster, so I guess I'm all for it. What 22 hitting on Meta now?
I'm really happy with my Netflix mention. As you guys can see, me and Devin do not like to overload you guys with 50 different freaking plays every morning. We like to try to hand out 1 to 2 to 3 sometimes. Nothing too crazy. As we update the SPY levels again, remember the focus is not catching plays, the focus is analyzing with a non-biased view.
You got a couple 5-minute charts trying to set up a little 3-bar plays. Still can't take that yesterday low. Same with Amazon and Google, Q's as well. So really we're just looking for these last couple things to confirm over yesterday lows or reject back down and give us the fade. But you got Netflix and Meta holding up strong with Tesla. So like Amazon to catch up with Tesla.
Let's see if they want to hold 40350s or not. A hold of this level as support would be very strong bullish indication to take us to at least 405s. So basically, you should be bullish as long as this level holds. Yeah, Meta opened red but came back into life. Had tons of relative strength yesterday. Need SPY and Q's back above. Yeah, I kind of had the same trade as you then, but on Netflix then, Jeremy. I swung next week longs on Netflix, and at first it was like down 40%, and then it recovered, and I was only down 12%, so I cut half there, and then I waited for it to break previous day highs, then I sold the second half, and then I also scalped it, so that helped me out a little bit. So I ended up overall green, but I'm not even really writing home about that one. I'm just appreciative of the recovery. Need SPY and Q's back above previous day low to get the next leg up. Jeremy already knows, guys. He knows the levels, as you can see. Apple clear high of day would be bullish for us. A little late, but SPY retest to 40350 was so clean, especially on the 10-minute chart. Good eye, Sherman, keeping eyes on the right levels and on your own time frame. Very nice. Anyone know of a TOS study that adds a timer to the chart as a countdown to the bar's closing? I think Leland actually has one, but you do have a time at the top left. I know you can't see because I have my thing up there, but at the top left of your TOS, there is a clock. So if you know you're on the 5-minute, there's 3 minutes left in this candle because it's 9, 22, 08, 09, 10, 11. So you do technically have a clock up there to help you do that. But I think there is a study around that does that, though. NVIDIA would be a pretty good one to watch for longs if you continue to see SPY hold 40350s, just because it's just now breaking back above its previous day open. But keep eyes on NVIDIA, guys. That might be a really good one to keep on watch, as well as AMD. Tesla potentially trying to hold another retest move, similar to how we're watching on SPY, trying to hold those 40350s. Let me check out that 10 minutes so we can see what Sherman was seeing. Oh, okay, nice. I see what he's saying. Kind of held that level perfectly. Almost an hour into the market after today's open, and we're almost a little over an hour and 40 minutes into today's stream. We do pre-market prep every morning, every time we do these stream, guys, so be sure to tune into those or scroll back and view some of the info in case you join in later. But there's always really good info in there. Uh, 40350. Let's color code it. Let's see. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to ask where am I getting a certain level. I am always happy to share. 40350, I think, is that far left one. Yeah. So 40350 is, and I'm not marking the bottom of this candle. This orange level I'm getting is a halfway point between this emerging candle and this emerging candle. I'm not grabbing it because it's the gap. It's not what I'm getting it for. It's the halfway point between two emerging candles. Again, if you want to see how we chart, check out the workshop number 11, or you can even tune into yesterday's stream. It is up on the channel, and you can go to about a couple hours in, and you'll see where we broke this all down again. I cleaned off my chart, and I redid everything. But that is where we're getting the 40350 from a very, very long time ago. The reaction has already came out from the jobs report, sacked lunch. If you haven't noticed, we had a big red drop today. This is from there being too many jobs available. So that's why we had that drop. So you're half right on that. What we're getting now is a buyer reaction. You don't just keep selling off. This is the room. You buy the rumor, sell the news. The news ended up coming out. They sold it off. We're now back down to 400 support where we can watch for new lows to be made for more sellers. But so far, we're just getting a buyer reaction so far. We've opened a little bit up from our lows of pre-market. We came back down after a retest after rejecting a good bullish level, and now held today's open as support with a low and a higher low. So we have good bullish short-term indications right here. Pretty much your short-term bullish unless 40350 breaks. And then you have to watch today's open. And then you have to watch today's pre-market lows. There's a lot of small information to look at. Again, this is a great lesson for all of you because these are one of those days that you either want to trade very light or sit cash. You're not going to be trading every single day. And if you are, that is a bad habit that you need to break.
Everything just battling right now. Tesla still holding the retest. Microsoft creeping up. Google, Apple, Amazon still out hanging out at the same levels. Rolling yesterday low.
Good call out, Chris Kaufman. Indecisive doji on the 5-minute. I'm really happy to see someone call that out. Rowdy says, my trading week as of now complete, up 1.8% today and 6.2% on the week. Crazy week with the wild move. Glad it's over. How'd y'all's week turn out? Good to hear, Rowdy. I'm very happy to hear your growth, even during a very volatile week. Good stuff, man. And very good add-on, Giovanni. I like your thought process on that. Another new low on VIX. Great call out by Daffy. We're seeing greed step in on the VIX chart for a continuation.
Meta used yesterday high as a nice little retest. Netflix dipped below, but it's trying to come back up. Tesla still holding its retest.
Hey, and Mac Trades on Twitter said thanks for 15%. Good job, Mac. I'm very happy to see you catch that. Let me zoom in on this. And that's that 403.50. You can see it right there. He got in above the 403.50, sold into the very next level that he had. Great work, man. Very quick scalp for 15%. Definitely can't complain about that.
Almost a couple more minutes on our next 30-minute candle.
See you later, Rambo. Be safe, man. But I like the 9 above the 21 and over. Okay, so you like that they're all kind of in sync, lining up correctly for a potential move higher. Good eye, Mel. Love the energy here. I'm going to have to watch yesterday's stream and catch up. Yeah, definitely take your time, Giovanni. I'm definitely not going to sit here and say that it's easy to review all that info because it's just a lot of time. But definitely go through it at your own pace. This whole week has been public, and we were going to go back to private, but after the amount of support I've gotten on all social media platforms, we are going to continue doing public streams for everybody. So very happy to continue doing these. We do 45 minutes before the markets open. I do pre-market prep. We talk about what's possible, what scenarios are in front of us, what are levels we can look at. If this breaks, what can it head towards, so on and so on. We talk about the dollar and SPY for the most part in the morning, just to kind of give us decent direction. And then after market opens, we stream for about 2 to 2.5 hours. For the most part, I've been streaming a lot longer than that, though.
Losing that 403.50 on SPY.
And yeah, losing 403.50 on SPY. Great call out, Devin. Potentially losing this short-term support. See if they end up holding under or not. Dollar is still rising. Great call out to Bias. He is correct on that. My bad, Devin.
Pretty good. Apple, it looks like Apple, Amazon, and Google. Just a little bit red, but not much.
Dave Smith, I'm not trying to be rude. That's a very vague question. You said, what time frame did you say to review yesterday? I don't know. I always watch the daily and the 5-minute. Those are two of the most important time frames that I watch on stream. Here's a chart that my buddy in chat, Seymour G, posted. He said potential bear flag forming from the gap down into this potential move higher. If we break out of that channel, this could be a very nasty drop under 400. Very good post by Seymour G on the trade floor.
We took that 403.50 on the last bit of the 30-minute candle to see how we battle it.
Review all 5 hours. Yeah, exactly. So I don't find people crazy when they don't have time to go review them, because that is a lot. But you should at least check out, and I'll go over them right now before anything breaks crazy, which it already kind of is. Watch for puts under 403.50, guys. If you want to wait for passive entries, wait for 402.20s to break. But there are a couple videos, in my opinion, you have to watch if you're going to review these streams. This one, you need to review workshop number 11. This is literally the ins and outs of everything I do in these streams. Everything else is just extra. But this is the one video you need to watch. It's about 44 minutes, so it is a little time, but it's definitely not 5 hours, so that'll kind of cut you straight to the chase on everything. And then we have tons of other great videos, people who like doing supply and demand. I have a video where I cover it on smaller and bigger time frames for anybody who likes trading zones and stuff like that. So definitely check that one out. And then honestly, the Buy the Dip strategy playlist, there's 5 videos in it. We went over it this morning. That's another one I would check out, because it's another kind of entry that I don't go over as much because we don't see it as much. Please keep doing these. I'll definitely will, Matthew. I see no point in ending these streams. We'll definitely keep doing them. Yes, Appy, they will be public every day. I'm going to be doing them Monday through Friday. I think in the future I'll try to add power hour streams for like swing trading TA, and maybe some Sunday streams for weekend prep before the week ahead. But I'm not doing those quite yet. I just want to focus on the week. I thank you a ton for that, Chris. Thank you for saying that. Streams are hot fired. Thank you, Dallas. Love the name, Dallas Texas Ranger. Your streams are great. Just found your community. I'm new to option trading. Well, definitely take your time. If I gave just one piece of advice to you, Jay, being new to option trading, is take your time. Be patient. Don't rush. Don't force. There's no need to jump into things too quick. Even if you see other people succeeding or getting money or you know, making trades, doing really good or doing really bad, don't let that be the reason that you jump into trades randomly or get ahead of yourself. Get yourself a routine going. Watch that Workshop 11 video, put that in part of your routine, and I promise you'll have a lot more passive and slow of a time in the beginning of your trading career, but you will be in a lot better of a position moving forward. You'll feel that you don't have to go back to square one every other month after taking one loss. Give yourself that fighting chance. The one that I just showed you, well, that would be the best for supply and demand. I literally just showed it. But it was the one I was talking about after the workshop number 11 video. It's how I chart supply and demand levels. Check it out though. It's on my channel, public and everything. Very nice to hear, Sack Lunch. Even though I don't know who that is, it's still kind of cool to hear. Definitely a nice routine to follow through, but very happy to hear that. Nick, what's up, man? How you doing? You've helped me so much with risk management when my trade is invalid and needs to be cut, and when I can hold for potential move to the next level. It is kind of nice to have understanding of what to do next when things don't go your way or do go your way. It's nice to know what to try and aim for next. Yes, Roman, and I also just went over this with one of my members who posted this. So kind of in line with what you're saying right now. Hasn't confirmed outside of it yet, but you are correct about the potential channel. 403.50s have not been broken yet. Like I said, you should be short-term bullish as long as this holds. Pretty nasty test underneath, 2 candles in a row, but no close under, so pretty decent size sign here on the 5-minute, indicating possibly seeing a move to the upside.
Well, Google, Amazon coming back to those yesterday lows, Microsoft pushing back up, same with Meta, Tesla still holding, Exo Women's Bank not doing too much, but a little bit green, coming back up to that previous high on SPY, yesterday low, see if we can pop it.
Yep, VIX still just dropping. Good call out, Daffy. ADD still rising. Dollar still having struggle with that 105.30 level. They had a good push above it for a little bit. Kind of like how SPY had that drop under that 0.50 level, and now they're back above it. It's kind of vice versa. So they are playing in sync. 403.50. And good levels, Daffy. Let's just look at his levels real quick. This is what he posted. It's a good job watching under those levels and looking at the entire range. Again, I like the kind of little system you had here, kind of going off that level there.
Flirting with that yesterday low. Come on.
Right, Amy? What chart am I looking at? You don't use it to understand market movements. You more or less, Colton, use it to kind of gauge market movements. VIX is not a perfect up and down with SPY, and this is a big misconstrued thing when people pay attention to VIX. It does not always mean when it drops, SPY goes up. When it goes up, SPY goes down. It just means volatility is increasing or decreasing. It is formed calculating off of SPX options, which is why I use the dollar, because it is a more perfect inverse of the equity market than VIX is. But VIX is still nice to look at. Daffy's using it because he's pointing out that volatility is dropping, which is a decent bullish pressure sign for SPY. It doesn't mean SPY has to go up, but it does give them that extra oomph, that extra push. Amy already knows it. If you've been around long enough, you understand what I mean. I'm not bad-mouthing anybody. Good resistance so far still in XLK. This is the area we covered. Healthcare popped up above it in the past few minutes, and now they're holding it as support. Keep that on watch. Discretionary did pop up above it. They actually are still fighting it as support, so keep that on watch as well. Kind of like healthcare. Comms holding a lot better on top of that previous day low support, and you still have financials well under it. No, they didn't even penetrate it once. So they're kind of like tech. Tech and financials are in the same seat, and then you have healthcare, discretionary, and comms kind of in the same seat. I'd say discretionary is kind of the weak one out of those three, though, out of healthcare, discretionary, and comms.
Got about a minute 30 on our next 10-minute candle. Battling out at this yesterday low.
Daffy says, like to see both VIX and dollar dropping as extra confirmation and vice versa. Very good job. No problem, Colton. That was a great question you had. Your Thinkorswim is so snappy. Mine is awful compared. Trust me, it took a lot of time to get it to where it is now. It's not, mine was always very messy before, I'd say, most of this year. I decided to clean it up end of 2021. Netflix 10%, 21 now. Good stuff, Mel. Yes, Sack Lunch, you can totally do that. You can grab a position, let's say, like you said, hitting resistance. Grab yourself a put. As long as it's under that resistance, that should be your stop loss. Of course, if you're in a play like that, though, you have to understand, are you day trading it or swing trading? Because then that'll have to kind of depict how much time are you going to be buying. But yes, you can do that. Do I ever do it? We do it in certain trades. I think the longest trade I've held as of recently was that PLTR long we had, which I can show y'all in chat if y'all really want me to. Just to show you I'm not making anything up. It's actually, here's my take profit right here. I just posted it yesterday at 215. But I've been in this position since 11:23, so pretty long while. Go to the PLTR chart. Go to 11:23. Where am I at? 11:23. So right here, we bought this day. I bought this day with the intention of basically holding as long as about 7 or 698 held, and it did dip at or 2.7, but it never once closed below it, so I stayed in the position, and we ended up taking profits yesterday at about 215, which wasn't even at the high of day. It was about as it was crossing the 770s level, and I took profits here because I don't want to just aim for that gap fill yet. I do think it'll slow down, and then it'll try to go for those, so I'm glad I took profits yesterday. But that's one of the few examples as of recently that I've taken where I had to hold multiple days. Let me get off this chart. CLF is one that I kind of like for that kind of setup right now as well. I just don't agree with the overall market confluence, but CLF is in a pretty good spot for upside movement. Might need to see a little bit of slowdown first, though, so I'm not in it yet, but I do like CLF for a potential moving forward. But that's just the type of trader I am. I like to be patient. I like to wait. I like to find things that I can be confident in, because then I know I can hold through things better because I understand the technical analysis of it better. I grabbed 4 puts yesterday when I hit that mark and sold all 3 of them at the opening. I lucked out because I had no clue there was a jobs report today. Well, I'm very happy for you, Sack Lunch, but I wouldn't necessarily say luck. I mean, you might have had luck from the jobs report, like you said, but the reason why you liked it, though, was still valid. So you weren't, you're not crazy. I would say you were half lucky, half prepared. Again, I don't like to say luck because I just really don't believe in it that much, but I do think you were in that trade on your own, though. So I wouldn't say luck. You were half prepared on that. It's not like you were like, oh, I know there's going to be a jobs report. I'm going to jump into this. No, you're 100% correct, Sack Lunch, but that's the whole point of technical analysis beforehand. That's what you thought beforehand. You liked the TA, so good job. Of course, you had no clue there was the jobs report, but either way, it only comes to the people who are prepared. Good stuff, though. I'm very happy to hear that. Isn't that crazy, though, that you were in SPY shorts and I was in Netflix longs and we both somehow exited green? It just goes to show how crazy this market is recently. Because one of us should have lost, that's for sure.
Berk B creeping up. Meta's still holding very well, creeping up back to previous high. Apple's just butting up against that yesterday low.
Leland took the same trade as Marente. This is Leland's gains, Marente's chart. But Marente said Tesla long scalp. It held my 194.70 BB level with volume. Took profit near that recent lower high. So ended up getting in as it bounced on the 194.70, got in, set a stop loss below, ended up taking profits into that lower high that we had from the recent rejection on Tesla, and he's on the 1 minute, sorry. But really, really good job, Marente and Leland, on catching your Tesla play. Yeah, it's not, you can't see it on the 5 minute. It's impossible to see. But he bought this candle as it held 194. His says 70s. I think my level's off by 11 cents. But either way, we have the same area. He ends up buying it, and then he sells into the lower high. Very good job, Marente. And Leland. So round of applause for those two. And good job using the 1 minute. I try to tell people to focus on the 5 minute or even bigger time frames than that because it gives them a better, kind of slower look at things. But if you're going to scalp, guys, the 1 minute, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, these are amazing time frames for quick in and out trades. Exactly, luck, where preparation meets opportunity. I like that. Oh, I can probably delete my pinned message now. We haven't lagged in a while. The later in the week, the smaller time frames I use. Good mention, Mac. Let me go check that out while you're saying it. He said XOK is getting close, and it is. We are right next to that area. Healthcare still getting a decent bounce. Discretionary holding on for dear life at the bottom of that blue area. Comm still holding fairly well, and we still have financials just under and not even trying to bump their head. What's with this saxophone? This thing's going hard. Well, I got in and had been waiting for it to hit that resistance. I have one left, and it's good until December 6th. I'm figuring SPY will go back down and follow that downtrend. Most likely, but we'll have to see, of course. Monday will have a huge... The thing to watch out for when you have days like this is watching the next day's open. So, of course, it's Friday. We don't have to trade tomorrow. But it's really smart to wait for the next day's open. Because a lower open on Monday could definitely bring some sellers. We'll have to watch the support, whatever's near at that time. And I'll go over that, of course. A higher open, we'll have to pay attention to a certain level higher. You can quote me on this. You were extremely cerebral with your trades. I'm not even sure if you announce your trades or not, but I like this kind of trading. It works well while I'm at work. I actually do announce my trades. It's just a lot of people seem to not pay attention. And I'm not even talking about you guys in stream. I'm talking about in Discord I post my trades. I post a lot of my trades. Leland posts a lot of his trades. A good amount of them happen in this stream, though. I don't have time to type and talk, so I do just focus on speaking out what my thoughts are. And if people who can't join stream, I mean, that sucks, but there's always time to go back and review. And if you don't want to do any of that, then, you know, so be you. So be it.
It's coming back up, so you can take out that 22. That nice retest. Meta's still holding. Everything else still holding at these yesterday lows. SPY just bumping against this level.
But thank you, though, Sack Lunch. I appreciate you saying that. And that's my goal. I don't want people to sit here and focus on watching someone else talk about their trades. I want people to focus on finding their own trades with the system that I provide.
So we're going to get volume and confirm it yesterday low, but we popped up to it here.
No, I have my own group. Basic membership is all you need to see this channel. Basic. All these are basic membership. Every single one right here, all basic. This is the premium section where my boy posts a bunch of plays. He swung a bunch of things, averaged down, and now he's killing it today. He's up really big right now. Premium chat, and then we have lifetime trades for lifetime membership. This is where he actually posted the Amazon trade. Right here. And I went over it this morning with you guys. That's why I was posting it in here. Round of applause for Mohammed. He's up 60% on his Netflix. Mel should be up right now as well. Round of applause for both of those guys. And Nav S. He just said scaled out on Netflix, still holding a few contracts. Round of applause to everybody that just did that. Seriously. I'm trying not to clap too loud. Good stuff, everybody. Yeah, if you join my chat, you don't have to sign up to post charts. Join, discuss. It's the link on the bio of my YouTube. Where do you sign up? It's in the upgrade channel. Be sure to read... I'll just show you. Be sure to read this channel. I have a lot of info in here that explains literally everything. Then go to upgrade. You can click one of these links, or you can type /upgrade. Pretty clear in with everything I'm doing. But don't focus on that, guys. Let's focus on the charts. Let's focus on the stream. My big goal is just growing these streams. I really appreciate being here with you guys. I don't even really care if we get more people. I'm already happy with what we have here. A lot of you guys are really cool, seem to be pretty chill. We have a lot of the same ideas. And even when we don't agree on certain things. It's still just good constructive criticism for me and for you. I've been taking a lot of feedback from y'all and vice versa.
Got that new 10-minute candle right at this level.
Kind of a rising wedge formation almost from open, Devin. Nothing crazy strong yet, but it's definitely looking to be. Yeah, Fro, this song was kind of going ham. I kind of shut up for a second because I was just like kind of impressed.
Right at level again, popping. Come on, take 405. With volume.
XLK breaking. Great call out, Mac.
Yes, sir. Apple's right at that level. Come on, Apple, Google, Amazon, get it going. Apple, Google, and Amazon can get it going. We could definitely get a little more out of SPY.
Healthcare bouncing. Discretionary trying to take higher. We had a good bounce on comms. Financial still just stable. Stagnant, I should say. Great look, though, Mac. I'm very happy to see someone paying attention. And look at that, guys. We're right at the level I said where we will most likely go hit if 403.50s break and hold. We're basically there. So great work, anybody who's been paying attention to the levels, the planning of the levels. Again, it's not just about trying to catch a good trade. It's about understanding how you can recreate that trade. This is something we go over every day. So be sure to review today's stream. That was a very, very nice mention by everybody in here who's been paying attention. Today in pre-market prep, covered a move to 405.
About to finish up, giving us almost an indecision candle look here. After it just made this little weak high, so potentially could fade off at this level. See how the candle finishes up. Apple still hasn't got yesterday low, same with Google and Amazon.
Check this out, guys. This is pretty cool. So Morente was kind of adding on to that Neo thing that we were looking at yesterday in premium. We'd basically talked about the big candle, the harami, and how you could trade this into get this into a day trade. And I'll show y'all exactly what based on that exact chart. Yesterday in premium, we talked about. Let me add the high and low of that. Basically looking at the high and low of this big green candle and the high and low of this red candle. You can look outside of this red candle to the outside of the green candle and vice versa for plays. And that's exactly what Morente ended up getting there. Let me go back to that. Whoops. Trade results. Ah, crap. Where was I at for that? Was that premium? Yeah, it's down here. But it said, I didn't end up playing this, but look how clean it turned out to be. It gave 2 solid entries. Break of pre-market high, more aggressive. Break of previous day high, more passive. My scale out points have been the 1282 BB level, $13, which is a nice round number, and the CP between my 2 BB levels, a good psychological number, and the 1322 BB level, again, another level that's right there in sight. Hope someone caught that, and then we could look at the chart just for a quick second. Circled the aggressive and the passive entry for potential plays, and circled the 2 exit points that you could have taken. There's even a third up here at that last level. But really good job posting that, Morente. I'm very happy to see someone, even if you do miss out, I don't want to see someone sitting there going and, bitching and moaning and complaining and pouting like a little child saying, man, imagine if I did this. I don't care about the would've, could've, should've, and nobody should. What you should go back and do is visualize it, point out what you could have done, and then in the future, you're going to not just give yourself the know-how, but you're instilling that confidence in you to potentially take that the next time you see something set up in that exact same fashion. So give yourself that fighting chance. Don't sit there and pout like a child. Great work, Morente. Really leading, example by leadership. Thank you for that. Leading by example. My English is on point today. But round of applause for Morente. I really like how you said that. And yeah, XLK got the rejection. Good eye, Mac. I'm really happy to see you still watching that. Because, yeah, that was a pretty good fake out so far. XOY still looking pretty weak. Comms looking like they want to come retest that support. Financials moving even further away from that resistance. All at the same time, though, we hit the intended level, so we should expect some slowdown. I wouldn't really say that we have to get a break above 405.30s today. This could be high of day for right now, for all we know. This could be our range for the rest of the day. They could keep us in here. So definitely keep eyes on 405.30s and 400. This is now your new initial range, and you have a small pivot point at 403.50 and today's open. So a couple levels in between that are pretty important. I only trade it here and there, Giovanni. I don't trade it every day, but it's something I like to use to gauge the market and kind of go off of. Again, a lot of these are weights of SPY. All of these are weights of the overall market, so I just like to kind of keep them in sync. That's not really why I stare at it. But that is a very good point that you make, having the potential tax advantages on trading futures. SPY really defended the previous day low at present. Yeah, good point. Good point. Good add-on, Clive. If I zoom out, we can see that previous day low. We can see it's perfectly rejecting it. Very good eye.
so far. Tesla coming back down, Spire creeping back down, Apple making a little bit lower, Amazon drifting down, same with Google, Microsoft.
Yep, Mac, it could be a huge bear flag, and that's why I showed CMRG's chart earlier on, because it's still holding that channel. You could almost draw a perfectly parallel channel moving up right now, which could be seen as a bear flag, considering we did have a very big flagpole going down today from the jobs report number. I don't talk about my trades, but taking 2 today, calls on SPY, and both were level plays above open to 403.50 and 403.50 up to 404.75 previous day low. Thank you, Bueller. Good job, Clive. Thank you for listening, for taking the information in, and really putting it to your own. It's your system. It's not my system. It's our system. These are our levels. This is how we trade. We're a team. Pat yourself on the back, Clive. You did a lot of hard work on that. That is not easy, man. Round of applause for Clive, everybody. He's been in here for, I think, at least this week, right, Clive? Or you've been in here for the past couple weeks, I think. But you've been very active the days that you have been here. So I appreciate your feedback, and I'm really happy to see you progressing. Great work, man. One team, one dream. That's what I'm talking about, man. Daffy, I just saw what you posted. Very happy to see someone as active as Clive progressing in that way. Very happy. That right there makes my day. That was a better feeling than seeing Netflix recover. Biden.
403.50 again.
Biden signs bill averting rail worker strike. Good. They are similar, but they are not the same, Jesse. The difference between SPY and QQQ is that QQQ only tracks tech stocks. SPY is not just tech. Tech is only a portion of what SPY tracks. So yes, they do move similar because tech is the heaviest weight in the entire market. That's why I cover XLK individually. But you are correct, they are similar. They move close in fashion because the main sector of SPY is tech. Does that make sense? SPY is a conglomerate of all of these right here. So you can see it's not just tech that that's a heavy. They are the heaviest portion, but it's not the only one in there. Let me know if that makes sense. But they do move very, very close like. So you're not crazy. Well, at least not because of that. You might be crazy, but not because of that. Speaking of crazy, where is Kid 83? Apple moves both SPY and Q. Apple's 13% of Q and 6.7% of SPY. And that's why, and great add-on, Amy, this is why you guys always hear me say Apple's the king, Microsoft's the queen, because they're some of the heaviest weights in the entire market. Yeah, I go over Q's. Q's basically did the same thing as SPY, Pike. They basically had that little bit of a higher open from their low of pre-market. They basically held that same low in the same fashion that we saw happen on SPY. They moved higher up to the previous day lows, and now they're just kind of ranging. Not a crazy amount of movement, and that's why I went over XLK, just to give you that more direct tech look. And you can see all we did yesterday, or all we did was reject yesterday lows, and we're just stuck there. While we had healthcare try to move higher off that retest, discretionary failed to move higher off their retest, and you still have comms holding. Financials are stagnant. So you are here. I'm sorry, when I said crazy, it reminded me of you. I apologize. Good add-on by Amy and Brian, though. Both. I'm sorry if your name's not Brian, BR. But both good add-ons by both Amy and BR, dropping information on that. Well, glad to have you here, Brian. I'm honestly just really happy to see the pre-market prep work out very well each and every day. I'm not sitting here to gloat, but I would say almost 100% of the time my pre-market prep has been very accurate. Regardless of us going down, regardless of us going up, regardless of us trading sideways, the pre-market prep has been very accurate lately. So definitely be sure to check out the beginning of the streams, guys. We stream 45 minutes before open, and then we stream for about 2 to 3 hours after open. What's up, Isaiah? How you doing, man? No trades for you today? That's definitely no biggie. It's not like today was the craziest of days. But thank you for checking in with me, man. Very happy to see you in here. Fed galore today. Fed Evans right now. Good updates by Amy. Very happy to have you in here, Amy. I really like your messages today. Fed quiet period starts this weekend. Monday's the first trading day until the Fed meeting. And it wasn't for sure, but that was possibly the last time that we hear Powell speak before the next Fed meeting. There are chances he pops up for small things here and there, but overall that was the last major thing from him until the next meeting. Unless something else pops up. Got your notepad writing notes? And yeah, you can definitely learn a lot from these streams, especially if you go back and you check some of them. I made the whole stream playlist public. The videos themselves are not public from all the private streams, but we've done over 80, I think this is today our 84th or 85th stream in a row since the beginning of August on YouTube in this exact fashion. So there's an ungodly amount of hours of content sitting in all those live streams. So definitely take time to go through some of them. I don't blame you if you don't go through all of them, because that would be pretty crazy. Prep is so clutch, makes everything we do an actual process, plus it's repeatable. Exactly, Chance, and that's my entire reason on why I like this system we use when we use these levels of price history, because they're repeatable. That is my entire favorite reason of why we do this and how we do things, is because it's repeatable, it's consistent. And I was saying this, I'm not targeting other traders, but there are many other traders who post videos about how to get good levels or good zones, and you watch them, and what they're doing is not repeatable. If you were to go and reapply the system they went over, or even ask them, be like, hey man, re-clear your chart and show me that you can get the same exact levels again, I promise you they're going to end up with different TA, because what they're doing is not repeatable. What they have is not consistent. That is a huge reason why I like these levels, is because not only are they super accurate, they're repeatable. It's something I can consistently grab over and over. I could clear this chart 10 times, end up with the same TA 11 times. I do sometimes, Giovanni, just to kind of view on the daily time frame, kind of in the same fashion you literally just said, just to kind of get that view of it. I don't really use them to trade, even though there is a really good system behind that. But it is awesome just to kind of put on those average lines. I like the 9, the 21, the 55, the 100, and the 200 all at the same time. And you can get a pretty good view of the daily time frame, like you said. But yeah, we are at the 200 daily moving average, which is a crazy spot to be at. Very, very crucial. But good add-on, Giovanni. I'm very happy to see someone looking at it like that. That's actually how Barry in my chat trades for the premium members. Gotta go work. Thanks for everything this week, B, and all the others. Have a good weekend. You too, C's. Have a great weekend, man. Be safe. Tesla back at open, make or break. Tesla at previous day low. Good call outs, guys. And yeah, basically the same level. Yesterday low and today's open are the exact same level. Great call out, guys. Insert Spider-Man multiverse me. Shorted Netflix. It is breaking yesterday's close. Great eye, Mel. And you have SPY back to 403.50s again. So we'll see if they can crack this support. Might get a little bit more range trade here, but overall, you definitely want to see if this is the level they break down under. Towards today's open, sorry. Hi, Bueller. Thanks for another great educational stream. For level-to-level trades, can you talk a bit about what you look for at those levels to go long or short? And is that always on 5-minute chart? Always on the 5-minute chart, excuse me. Like at that 403.50 area as an example would be great. All right, so the main thing that we were looking for here, at least when I was looking at it, I didn't want to take the open range breakout. So that's the difference, and I covered this in a lot of my videos. There's a passive and aggressive entry. 40% entry or the initial breakout, of course, has less confidence. That's why we call it 40% out of 100%. That's how much confidence you should have. The 80% is the retest. So that's what I was looking at more. So whenever I saw this dipping here and it had good volume, but it didn't ever close under, I liked it towards the end of that candle that was showing that. So that was good risk to get in for a dip play towards 405. So that's the one I liked. But you did have the initial breakout, which closed perfectly above it, not with rising volume, but it closed perfectly above the level, and you needed to look past this area. So on a smaller time frame, like on the 1, 2, or 3 minute, you probably would have gotten this breakout earlier than waiting for the candle close, or you could have just waited for the passive response that goes back to that level that we're looking at. And you're looking for weak price action to sit above that level or to at least hold that area, and then you can get in for a good dip buy, and then you can try to sell towards your target. So there's a couple ways of looking at it. It's not just enter once and it's good to go. There is, of course, the open range breakout, and then you have the retest move. And as you can see, it's not like this was a crazy amount of movement. In some cases, though, it will be. But you're looking for volume. You want to look for strength in your candles. Sometimes you're looking for weakness, like in this. We wanted to see weak volume sit above this level. We didn't really get anything special here, as you can see. Low volume, and we picked up in volume, but that doesn't match that candle as it's trying to hold that support. So it's potentially showing us that it does want to bounce. If we get a break under that, then we're out of the position. But that's why I was also saying please check out some of those videos that I was covering this morning, just because there is a lot of breakdowns in them, as well as if you're in the Discord, you can check out a couple channels here. Trading Strategies, for one. It's a beautiful channel that I did myself. And then you can go all the way down here to Volume and Fibs. Really good breakdown on how you can take some trades. Pattern trading. I cover a lot of in-depth stuff here, from bigger to smaller time frame trading. So a lot of information everywhere. But it's also about momentum too, Lightsaber. So it's not just, all right, is SPY doing this? It's like, all right, is Apple picking up? What sector's moving higher? Who's moving together? Because if everything looks like they're about to drop through support, why would I go long on SPY, right? So it's kind of overall momentum as well. Damn, looks like Mel's trade idea did work out. They ended up pushing all the way back down to 1250s after failing to crack the 1322, 1327 area. Very clean. Whether he's in that still or not, that was a beautiful trade. But great question, Lightsaber. And of course, we can go over this more, of course, over time. I don't want to just sit here and give you the A-B sheet. I gave you a lot of kind of the majority of it. There are a bunch of videos. We have a lot of breakdowns inside the chat. But over time, too, it's not something you look at once and I give you just a plain sheet and you're like, all right, this is how it should look every time. No, there are some variables to it. It is going to look a little different each time. So just take some time to review the levels. First thing though is get good at drawing the levels. Get really good at understanding why you like them, why you're drawing them, and where you're drawing them from. And then break it down into smaller time frames, whatever time frame you like. And really look left to right. Don't just look at yesterday. Don't just look at today. Go back a couple days. You know, you can add as many days as you want to your chart, and you can go back and you can review how they broke the levels, which level did they break, adding your previous day high, previous day low. You know, all those are good short-term levels we talk about every day. You're just basically using the levels to give you kind of a combination for making your plans. You have accurate levels. You have things you can trust now. Now it's about using volume to give you higher probability of catching these plays. It's not always going to be perfect. And Mel said he's not in the option for Neo anymore. It wasn't moving that much. And it definitely looked like volatility was a little screwed on it just because of the quick pump it had and then how slow it was kind of rejecting. So I'm not surprised to hear Mel say that. So a little bit unlucky, but his trade idea did work out. So it's still nice to kind of look back and review that. Either way, good job, Mel. But last point, though, Lightsabers, you really do have to put a little bit of trust into these levels. They are no joke. Clive just said it too. Trusting those levels is so true. It really is. It's a game changer. And I think that's why some people are uneasy when they first start drawing these levels, is because they're probably used to, and I understand, but they're probably used to seeing how most people grab levels and how untrustworthy the levels end up being over time. They'll be like, oh, some of them work, some of them don't. All of these levels work all of the time. You know, it's just rare to hear someone say that. Done for trading today myself. Got to be disciplined on Lotto Friday. Heard that, man. Great piece of advice, Jonathan. Raul said stayed cash. No real move in the market. The market is confused on how dovish Powell is and all the misses on the job data. He is 100% correct on that. I'm actually going to pin that. That's message of the day right there. And then Amy saying, if my thing will go away. Come on, I'm trying to read. Apple really dragging things down. Note IWM, no Apple, down only 0.08%, while Qs are down 1.3%. So small caps not really taking a hit to this overall market. Anytime you guys see someone type IWM or Russell, just picture small caps. We do have the bot posting this potential channel. This is the one I've been talking about most of this morning. Even though we have been getting good moves to the upside, we've already hit the previous day low, and now we're kind of having a problem with this potential channel working up. It's almost like a rising wedge, a potential bear flag. It's a couple different things you could call it, which we've gone over multiple times in stream.
Seconds on our next 10-minute candle. Nothing moving too crazy yet.
The last four candles are kind of ridiculous. Yeah, they are a little wild. Sitting at that support, we have 4 indecisive candles in a row. Good job, Mel. I'm just going to guess that you're shorting Netflix because you said you're up on it now. So you must be shorting it. $3.11. Yeah, you're definitely in shorts. And that's a very good target because that's today's open, basically. That'd be a very good target if this level right here breaks at 315. Very good eye. It's Friday and volume should be mostly gone, either barcode or a drop. Yeah, probably a barcode. That's a good way of putting it. Like I said, we don't have to push 40530s, and we don't have to push a new low under 400s. This could be the range for the day. And they could have a little bit more room if they do end up breaking higher than previous day low. They do have these two combination levels here at 406.30, 406.50s, as well as the previous day close. So even if they did that, it really still wouldn't give you a decisive candle on the daily. As you read that, it's pushing up. Still stuck in that little kind of channel, though. Nothing crazy. You got 4 indecisive candles in a row, though. So if we do get a good green candle here, there's a good chance we go smack the top of the range again. If this ends up rejecting again, we're going to end up with the 5th indecisive candle. I know it's indecisive because we have legs on both sides of candles and very small bodies. Evan says he sees slower rate hike pace, slightly higher peak rate. Right at lunchtime, almost coincidence? No, probably not a coincidence at all. It's good timing too, because we started lower, so it makes sense to be either at a new low at support or up again, hitting a resistance of a previous day from that lower movement. I mean, it logically makes sense to be doing one of those two things. Especially since a good amount of time has now passed. It's been about 2 hours since the market opened, a little over 2 hours and 40 minutes since we started the stream, so pretty good timing on that. But how's everyone's day so far? How's the stream? How are y'all's trades going? Anybody take anything crazy? Anybody just sit cash and just kind of analyze the day? That's awesome as well. More power to you if you did that. But just interested to see how everyone's doing, how the stream is. Make sure everybody's still alive. There's more boring days I gotta check on, y'all. Throwing air quotes around boring.
Wait for it to set up.
Pike. Sitting like a crackhead waiting for Triple Q to move outside that channel. Very light today. Good stuff, Daffy. Loving the stream as usual. Appreciate that, Clive. I'm just really happy to hear you guys enjoy it. No trades here. Good job, Isaiah. Very proud of you. Stream is great. First time joining. Thank you. Very awesome to have you here for your first time, Amy. We will be public every week moving forward, so hopefully we catch you again next week. Glued to the stream. Very happy to hear that, Moon. You've been very awesome in these streams recently. I saw you join chat too. Day's going well. Only took that one trade so far and waiting for another great setup. Good stuff, Mac. Being able to get you a good winner and then also having the strength to be a little patient in case you try to find another one. Good job with the patience. Took a couple of scalps with Tesla on Amazon. Visualized the SPY retest in real time. Wasn't trying to hold anything longer than a few minutes today. Very good approach, Jonathan. Very good approach. Especially since we understand what kind of day we most likely will be having. One trade so far. You traded the MES futures by 422. Good stuff, Curtis. Very happy to hear that. Hopefully that went well for you. I don't know where your entry and exit was. But hopefully the outcome of your trade was green. Be sure to review it too, regardless of your outcome of your trade, red, green, or you didn't take it. It's very smart to go back and review afterwards.
I got that yesterday low with that aggressive green candle Josh was just talking about. See if we can take out that previous wick at 405 up to the 406. Microsoft back at that yesterday low, Google almost, Amazon coming back up. Microsoft held that yesterday low, coming back up towards that previous high. Meta's been holding. Tesla held that yesterday low as well. Nothing confirmed yet. Setting up. Got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds on this 30-minute candle as well.
Scalp Neo for a quick 10% or so. Other than that, I'm listening to you and also paying attention to the World Cup. Stream is great as always. Who are you rooting for, Sylvia? I know there's a lot of different countries in there. But let me know who you're rooting for. Very happy to hear about your quick scalp on Neo as well. Got a great trade on Meta. Tesla and SPY swings got smacked, but I'm trying to get position better with some average downs. Okay. So you're trying to survive. Good to hear that you had a great trade on Meta, though, regardless of the swings and how those turn out. It's very nice that you got that great trade on Meta, so good stuff on that. Scalp to 403 to 405 area, waiting for another trade also. Amy giving us those continued IWM updates. I actually really do appreciate that, Amy. My boy D-Touch, if he wasn't as sick or busy right now, he would be congratulating you as well, because he loves watching IWM. So feel free to continue to update that, Amy. I appreciate that. She's saying small caps are going green while we had all this aggressiveness on Qs not pushing higher. She's been basically pointing out the discrepancy between small caps and tech. So really good job, Amy. Not happy with my trade. I just got lucky overnight. And honestly, Mel, that speaks levels to your character. That shows that you are willing to grow, because too many times I see people go, oh, I made money, so I'm doing great. You know, but you can win a trade or lose a trade and be mad at yourself about how you constructed the trade or the reasoning behind the trade. So I actually like to see that maturity in you. Great job, Mel. Because you can win a trade and it suck. If that makes sense to you, then you understand what I'm talking about. Oh, you're still in it? Okay. Meta was strong when everything else was pulling back. Gave me the idea that it was going to move up if the market stabilized or moved. Okay, so you saw relative strength in it then. Good stuff, Colton. Ghana, Croatia. Okay. I know Dylan's rooting for Argentina, so if you see him, be sure to talk some smack.
Yeah, Meta's getting some nice strength now coming up to that previous high.
It's okay, Amy. We still love you.
Microsoft back up there too.
See you later, Daffy.
Do 30-minute candles.
What is this song? Not strictly related to trading, but curious how you view long-term investing in stocks and ETF, and do you use any technical analysis on longer-term positions? I do use TA, but only very small amounts. So if I see like a stock at a really good low, or I believe in a company like Apple, I believe anything Apple around 100 to 120, I believe that is a great long-term spot to be in at, because I believe Apple's a great long-term stock. So it's not just about what company to believe in, it's about what areas are good for risk-reward. You can't just say you believe in Apple and buy it at 160 and that's the all-time highs. That really wouldn't be smart if you really are going in for the long term. So it's about belief, but also trying to pick out good risk-reward positioning. So kind of a combination of those things, Giovanni, but good question. And of course, that's just one style. There's billions of ways on how to believe in something or to agree that you want to hold something long term. A recent long-term buy that we just bought in my chat, a very risky one, was Redfin. I'll give you an explanation. We bought Redfin at 358. We bought 250 at 358, and we've had a pretty good movement since then. I think it was this day we bought, because we had that one red day. I remember that, and then it started going in our direction. So this one was mainly based on the long-term positioning. I really like that over the long period of time. It has came back all the way back down below really good levels. And if anything does turn around, I like that. So this is more of a risky investment, but you could see that I was going for positioning more than I was belief on Redfin moving forward. So that was the big thing with this one. PLTR is another one I kind of like. I basically have said anytime you can get this under 6, it's a gold buy in my opinion. It still isn't a pretty good spot for long term. Like I said, Apple, I really like it between 100 to 110. 120 is kind of pushing it, but 100 to 110 is a pretty good spot. Amazon, I think anything under 100 on Amazon is kind of a buy in my opinion for long term shareholders. I'm not talking a couple months, I'm talking a few years or more. So that one's a good one. I think Netflix and Meta are just too aggressive. I don't like those long term. Google, anything under 100 I believe is pretty good, but if you go to the bigger time frames, it actually does have a lot of room to the downside. So if you end up catching it at about 49s to about 65s, I think that'd be a better spot to get it. But overall, it is not in a horrible spot. It's just a little high up for my liking. So positioning's kind of affecting me on that one. But good question, though. And again, that's just my personal preference on some of these. There is a billion ways, like I said, to view how you could invest long term. So definitely take your own approach. Cannabis stocks, especially American ones, GRWG, 5th strong consecutive day, impressive daily chart. Wow, those are still moving higher than that day. Okay, I didn't know that. Liked what Mel saw on Netflix, and I want 318.80. It hit, then I will look to short. I needed it. Okay. So you're just saying what setup you're looking at. Jake the Maker, great stream, Bueller. Really relate to your style. Got a link from your friend in Sandy's Discord and the guys on Spaces. It's fantastic to hear so many traders streaming, helping the retail community. Hey, man, I'm part of you, so we're a team. Discord links.
Oh, my bad. Spy can't pop this yesterday low yet, selling down again after that green candles.
Discord link is in the bio of YouTube. Supreme Gaming Solutions. My arrows, I'm trying to point out it correctly. It's right here. It's also in the bio of both of these, I think, too. Your dollar cost averaging into SPY and Q. That's very smart. Any big money person will tell you that that is genius. It might be very slow, but that's one of the most stable ways to do it, is dollar cost averaging into an ETF like SPY or Q. Very good add-on.
Zoom break 405, peaking above yesterday low. Meta, Microsoft leading the way. Apple's right back at that yesterday low. Google and Amazon need to catch up. Berk B still holding in range, not much action on that one.
Yeah, XLF is still just stagnant. They haven't really moved anything. XLC is still doing good.
Back up to that yesterday low. just broke that down earlier.
Yeah, I was going to check through those right as you were saying it too. Discretionary is still holding above it. Healthcare bounced again above it, and like you said, XLK reapproaching it, but no break or anything. Definitely helping SPY stay under 405.30s though. Amazon holding a pretty good level. They're retesting today's open. If they could break over that, it's a very good sign for them. Dollar's breaking down right now. It's a good sign for potential market bulls on SPY.
Now we just need that 405.30. We're almost at 405. Meta's right at its intraday high. Microsoft intraday high. Google, Amazon, and Apple all below yesterday. Lows still. Need those to get above those.
Potential, Curtis. Potential. Because we haven't broken 405.30. So like you said, potential double top here at this high of day so far.
Minute volume's got 2 minutes left, and it's almost matching previous 10-minute candle. Buyers are stepping in on the 10-minute candle, popping up. Watch that 405.30.
I'll buy the dip big if so. Good stuff, Curtis. I like your confidence.
Back up off its yesterday low.
They have, Isaiah. I was seeing that too. I am gonna keep blaming it on the range though. Yesterday, I called out shorts because we were up against resistance. Today, it's kind of in that same scenario, but on the opposite side, of course. You know, against the supports, looks better for longs until it breaks this range. To the upside, of course. As it approaches the top of this range, you can go back to thinking short again until we break the top of the range. You know, it's kind of vice versa thinking on that one. But good eye on that, Isaiah. This has been one of my favorite top watches the past couple weeks, just because of what it's doing. McDonald's was another one I've gone over a few times in here. We shorted it once from here down into the next day. I talked about it again over here, but I didn't grab any positions on it. I didn't like the repeatable trade, basically. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give it more time to give me a better setup. And it looks like I made the right choice. It did make a drop, but nothing crazy, and it's just been sitting there ever since. So it is stagnant. So I am keeping eyes on that one, though. We'll have to keep eyes on China ones as more news comes out. Netflix, possibly, if they finish higher today, a higher close, would indicate a potential 3 white soldiers on the daily, which if I zoom this back out and go to a different chart where you can actually see my chart, we have the top of the gap fill at about 333, so I'd say we definitely need to keep eyes around 320s, kind of, because 325 is a good psychological level, 330, and then you have the top of that gap fill at 333. Just also crazy to think this isn't even the top gap. There's so much more above them.
Got our new 10-minute candle opening above that yesterday low. We're just looking for that 405.30 break now.
Good watch, Devin. Good watch. And shout out to Devin, guys. He's been here every single day over the past couple months now in these streams, regardless of how long they've gone. So shout out to Devin. giving us that extra side commentary. Good updates on the market every day, calling out the weights. First time here, could listen to you all day. I appreciate that. Coffee, kilos, wine. Love the name.
It's a good name. Right, Apple's at that yesterday low. Amazon coming up. Microsoft moving a little bit higher. Meta giving us a new high today. Banks coming up a little bit. XOM sideways. Getting over 405.30 right now. Looking at 406. Right, I'm taking half my contracts at 100% on SPY right here. Maybe not. There it goes. Oh, that positive slippage, baby.
Oh, you did a market?
Yep.
Gotta love that positive slippage. What's up, Mike? I'm really happy to see you in here again, man. I just gave you mod roll. So if you see any stupid messages, go ahead and do you.
I'm looking to take majority of my rest of my position in to that 406 level with the momentum if we get it. Stop loss 405 on this one.
Good call out by Brian. Good call out by Mel. I'll shut up while Devin calls out his trade.
406. I'm taking profits here into that momentum. That was 160%. Let's fucking go.
Good stuff, Devin. Good stuff getting in on that market order and getting out without hesitation.
My bad for the language. I just
No, you're good.
For that.
You're good, man.
Let's go.
We're using the 2-minute.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though, Devin. Maxon got 18% on that. Who else took that trade? I never asked this, but who else took that trade with Devin, everybody? That was a very clean, quick scalp on SPY. I almost said SPX.
Yeah, I got in at like 40360-ish area, then it never hit my stop loss, and it finally broke up. So almost got stopped out of that trade, but, you know, respected my support and trade plan and ended up getting paid.
Smart. Getting in on the dip, holding through the next dip, and getting that new high made. Good timing for you, too.
Yeah,
I'm very happy, too, that it didn't just keep rejecting for you for 3 hours straight.
Yeah. I mean, the stop loss was there, but yeah, I'm glad it popped.
Hell yeah, Mac, done for the day. Good job, Leland. Miggy, you took SPX. Great work, Miggy. Or Zuri, I should say. I'm sorry. Great work. While this insanely sad song plays.
Yeah, I can't hear that. I got my own stuff going. Nice, Dave. Yeah, congrats to anyone that caught that play. Patience. Josh was pointing out the levels, and patience pays.
Dave's. Oh. Dave Smith said he got SPY from 0.60 out at 1.30. That's over 100%. Good stuff, Dave. Very happy to hear. Mel said, I bought 15K in SPX.
Jesus.
Dear Lord, Mel.
On that pump? So you hit big.
And it's up 60%. Round of applause to anybody who caught SPY or SPX plays playing that recent push on that 40%.
Definitely size down into a momentum, Mel. That's a crazy great trade, especially with the week you've had, man. You made most people's yearly salary this week. Great stuff.
Mel, you're crazy. I love you. Japanese lo-fi for the win. Dude, for real. Halfway point to the gap fill overnight. Great call out, Zuri.
You got 2-minute SPX working out a 3-bar play, trying to push higher. It's in the SPY. Banks finally coming up towards that pre-market high. Apple took that low. Amazon's right at that yesterday low. So is Google. Microsoft moving higher. Tesla still coming up holding support. XLM has done nothing. So let's see if Apple and Amazon and Google get it going to help continue SPY back into 406.70 now that we're taking 406. Putting us back into that yesterday range like nothing even happened. Netflix re-entry coming back up. If it gets over that 322 now, after it held that support. If you look back over the past 2 months, there's been a good dozen times where some data comes out, the market sells off or pumps off really hard, and the whole next day that same day on the open it just pumps back the direction that it came from. So sometimes I think the algos are just looking for an excuse to be able to get some shares cheaper before moving it higher. Microsoft really holding strong, getting up to that pre-market high almost, another dollar or so. 123 on Meta. Amazon's at yesterday low now. See if it gets over that. Same with Google. Dave, there's no such thing as selling too fast, man. I'm not sitting here feeling like I missed out. I'm happy I got paid. I did over 100% trade. 20% a day keeps the 9 to 5 away. You just gotta hit singles. If you hit home runs once or twice a week, that's all you need. You got over 100%, man. That's great. Especially only trading one contract. You can look at the staircase method to learn how to be able to take it a little bit farther next time if you haven't reviewed it. Netflix back at that yesterday high. See if you can get over. Buy rejecting the 406, slowing down. If you're still in here, keep your top loss tight. 405.40 doesn't look like a bad stop loss.
Well, good stuff, guys. If anybody caught good plays with Devin and any of the people in chat here just now, that was awesome. That wasn't even the first trade of the stream today either. Earlier we had Netflix called out. That was the main one I was playing. Devin, what was the other one you did earlier?
Netflix.
No, I did Netflix.
Well, I was with you. Other than that,
I don't remember the other one. There was another one, but I don't remember because I only traded Netflix.
Into the Meta and Netflix and SPY. Jonathan, so in that trade, I sold into the momentum at 406 just because we had the sell off, and we're just looking for the retest to see if we're going to take it lower. So on that one, I took half my position when it hit the 100% there. Then over when it pushed into the 406, I just went ahead and took the rest of it.
We're also a decent distance from the 9 EMA too. On that pump. On the
2
minute.
Yeah, on the 2 and 3 minute they did pull away quite a bit. On the 2 minute they're pulling back right now to touch. So short term trend is slowing down.
I don't know then, Amy, because some people said they could hear him fine. I turned him up again just now, but
I could also move a little closer to the mic. I don't know how I need to listen to see how I sound.
well, I asked earlier and everybody said they could hear you fine, but she just said it was low, so I don't know.
If you want, we could flirt with Darren this weekend on Sunday and have him mess with the mic
No,
settings.
I don't think it was that though,
Okay.
because I've been listening to it the whole time. I think it's also the music though. This music is ridiculously loud today. These songs are not the same volume. Yeah, I don't know then. It sounds like it's a variety of problems because some people heard him, some people didn't. Whatever. Can you scale into some Xmas lo-fi? Yo, that is a good idea. Find me a good non-copyright lo-fi music playlist. That is a solid idea. Wait, I might have already found one. Let's give it a try. $406.13 is another Fibonacci level. And yeah, today from the watch list, when we were looking at the bigger time frame and then we went down to the smaller time frame, I was basically saying this morning, if we do pop forward 350s, not just break it but hold it like we did here today, then you can move towards 405, 406. And I mainly say that because if you go out to the daily, 405, 406, you have the low of yesterday at about 404.75, so I said 405, and then that next level is at 406.80, so I just said the whole number before it, so it just kind of gives me an area of where we'll most likely go if we do get that pump. You do have farther targets, of course, near 407, 409, but overall, these are already really good targets for a lot of these more passive plays, so I'll have to pay attention to see if we get any better setups or better dips into some bounces. But so far today, for it being a Friday, and after this huge drop, after the jobs report, this is actually a very awesome thing to see today. It was very cool that we could still call out Netflix, a couple other tickers, as well as having an actual plan on SPY going into the morning. So, and guys, this right here is the importance. How many people were in here this morning? I know we don't have as many now, but how many people were in here this morning saying, no, we're dropping under 400? There's no way. Bueller, why are you even talking about going up higher? You know, it's like, why are you even saying that? I'm not even being biased. We're just pointing out both sides of the story. It's either you break above 4,350 or you break 400. Why do I have to be just one? You know, you're being ignorant and you're honestly ignoring half of the chart if you don't give yourself those scenarios. Again, I'm not even here to guess. I'm literally just covering what is possible. Yes, you could break higher. This is what can happen if we break higher. Yes, we can break lower. This is what can happen if we break lower. Point out both sides of the story at all times. I think after listening this whole week, my next week will be much better. Did much better today than earlier. Well, good to hear, Jesse. I hope so as well. Give yourself a little break too this weekend and then reapproach it on Saturday night or Sunday. Give yourself a little bit of prep work before hitting Monday again, and then we'll have our pre-market prep, of course. But try to get your charts ready. Try to get some of your scenarios set up in your head, and then in the morning, see if they align with what I cover as well. Exactly, Sherman. We literally said we had to wait and see for either direction. Exactly. See, you get it.
Am I missing Amy's stock ticker? Or what stock is she talking about?
I think she's talking about BB Black or is that BlackBerry?
I thought she meant like your name, but alright, yeah. BB.
Oh, I see what you were about to ask, Devin.
Yeah, BlackBerry is Dash for Trash has been on the last couple days. We noticed that, what, 2 or 3 days ago, they were buying some trash names. So this trade does come on when the market starts flying because people get FOMO. But yeah, it's definitely moving. It's just hard to trade those names for me because how much value really is in there. Every time they get a pump, you know how many people are willing to sell. You got a lot of people, especially from the last meme stock rally or Dash for Trash, that are holding shares way higher in a lot of these stocks that are just licking their chops to finally be able to get to sell. Not saying they can't short squeeze it up, but it's just really hard to say how far it's going to go up. I think it's flying today though. Let's see. Not as much. Get that nice retest on SPY coming back up. Apple holding above that yesterday low now. Amazon and Google still below.
Hey, B and Devin, in case no one's told you, y'all did a great job this week. Streams were kick-ass and full of solid information. Love every minute I get to spend in here with everyone here. Hope y'all enjoy your weekends. You too, Rowdy. Thank you so much for saying that. That means a lot. Hope you have a solid weekend. Spy playing peekaboo with the 200 EMA in the 5-minute. What's up, Carrie? How you doing? Thank you, Colton. I appreciate you. Mohammed, you're on it today. He said account is 75% today. He says thanks to the stream, but I say Mohammed's the one putting in the work. Great job, man. Catch the Momo and be quick or stay away from the meme squeezes unless you know what you are doing. Blue looks good on you, Mike. Blue, and you got a little toolie next to you. Devin, check out Trade Results channel.
Nice.
That's too good.
A little bit of lunch money, Leland.
A little bit. Oh yeah, I guess he buys Wagyu for lunch, so yeah. Just a little bit. Okay, maybe it was you needing to move closer to the mic, because Sonia just said you sound great since you did that.
Yeah, I get lazy looking at the charts and kick back all the way in my chair.
Thank you, Sonia. And thank you everyone else who is helping give feedback on that. We're not taking it to heart. We just want to fix this shit. Out of that SPX for 4,500, sicko. Your sicko mode, Mel. Good stuff. Daffy and Taylor quiet today. I think Daffy already headed out. And I think Taylor's probably busy right now.
Yeah, I think she was a little behind on work this week.
I think Daffy was just in here for just a little bit amount of time. Well, she was still in here for a couple hours, but I think he's already gone now, though. He said have a good weekend.
And it goes back to you don't have to trade every day, man. If you wake up and you feel like, oh, I got to get this done today, I got to get, man, just go get it done. Stock market will be here Monday. Be there 2 weeks from now. And if it's not, we got bigger problems. It's by 30 minutes, got lots of wicks on it. We just got that new 30-minute candle. So, seeing if we're gonna get over this sell-off at the start of the sell-off, or we're gonna reject back down and test something lower.
These are winter lo-fi holiday vibes. I haven't heard any Christmas vibes.
Yeah, Leland, I'm thinking about adding another screen. I feel like I'm adjusted enough at looking at what I'm looking at now that I can add another one and get some more tickers on the screen. I think I'm gonna put it above me. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna do it.
Hell yeah, you're gonna send Devin a wide monitor screen? You're a good guy, Leela. Do you even have room to? Do you even have room to fit another screen, Devin?
Yeah, that's why I said I'm gonna have to put it above. Like I could probably do two above me, 2 or 3. But I'll probably just start with one. I don't know if I want to mount it on the wall or get the thing that comes off the desk. But
those wall mounts are pretty nice.
I'd like to be able to put YouTube and Discord and everything on like their own screen to get it off the little corner that I have it on.
Are we about to get a retest supporting the previous day low?
It looks like it. It's trying. Nothing's really selling off. Apple, Amazon, Google all just holding like Leland just mentioned.
Are we about to get a push higher?
Oh, I thought this sell-off was a little overdone and wacky this morning anyways.
It was just too quick.
Like,
there were so many things holding a range that didn't even really react.
yeah, I mean, having job openings is kind of bad and not what Powell wants, but at the same time, it's more on the next CPI. If that can still come lower, who cares if there's really more jobs available? That just means our economy's growing overall while they're trying to kill it. Netflix holds up the rest of the day, that swing idea might be looking good again.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are people saying Bueller? Oh, never mind. I see. How about a shout out for the GOAT Bueller? Thank you, Supreme Game. I was like, whoa, whoa, what's happening? What's happening? Thank you, Sonya. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate y'all's support more than y'all know. And regardless of joining the Discord or not, or following on Instagram or Twitter, I don't care. You know, I'm just happy to have you guys in here, paying attention to the charts, you know, focusing on the different ideas we talk about in here, kind of just learning with us, growing with us. Again, this really is a team effort. As you guys can see, many members in the YouTube chat post their plays. Many members talk about their losses, their wins, their trade plans, questions, ideas. You know, it's not just, okay, let's follow what Nerdy Bicep and Bueller are talking about. No, it really is a team effort thing in here. I try my best to read out as many of the messages as I can. I'm probably at like 100% rate at reading messages. But I think a lot of you guys are just really smart, really intuitive. And like I've always said, it doesn't take an intelligent person to be good at trading. It just takes a disciplined person to be good at trading. You could be dumb as rocks. You could be some dude who, you know, got a graduate from Harvard. You know, it doesn't matter. Be someone who's in the Marines, be a coach, be a teacher. You could be a whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take smarts to be good at trading. It takes a trade plan. It takes someone being disciplined. And the hardest part is not initially succeeding or finally getting some stability in your trading. I mean, that is a huge victory. But the biggest and hardest barrier is maintaining, you know, not just getting your trade plan, not winning and losing and moving on from them, but being able to continue on that process over a longer period of time once you finally get there, you know, and each of these steps takes so long, and it's just so hard, you know. It's hard because of how long things can take, maintaining all this good stuff. But through a system, through a routine, and that's why I talk about it every stream, you can succeed, you can maintain. That is the hardest part, maintaining. It's not even initially succeeding in trading, it's maintaining. Being able to continue to take the hits that the market gives us. And these past few years, you could sit here and say, yeah, they've been some of the worst drops, some of the craziest movements and volatility. But at the same time, you also look at it from a learning perspective. It's also been the greatest opportunity for any one of us, right? I mean, we're seeing record recovery days. We're seeing record drops. You know, we're seeing record periods of time in this market over the past 3 years. And I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it as a great piece of opportunity, because not everybody in their generation gets to go through some of these opportunities. Yes, there's recoveries, recessions in most generations, but you have not seen one like these past 3 years in history of the stock market. So it's been nothing but opportunity to learn, nothing but opportunity to really just get into things. So it's been really cool.
And no matter how crazy the market's been, if you played the levels with a non-biased opinion, as a trader, there's been plenty of money to be made. No matter how crazy it looks.
Someone just joined chat. Their name is Zark Muckerberg. What a legendary name.
And the journey is just about giving yourself the tools to take the next trade and make it green, the next 10 trade greens, the next 100 trades. Too many people don't really talk about it, but there are traders that have good enough discipline that, you know, they go on 200-300 day green streaks, and that doesn't mean they don't go red. Some days they might wake up down $500,000, but they have the discipline to wait patiently and trade back green. They don't revenge trade. So it's just building your toolbox to get to that level, because everyone's just at a different stage of their journey. You know, there's traders out here doing crazy things like that, and we're all just at different stages.
Stay in your lane.
And I'm a firm believer that if I can do something, then you can do it. And if you can do it, I can do it. So all this is possible for anybody.
He has helped me grow so much and is still a learning curve. I look forward to his stream religiously every day. I appreciate that, Sonia. Religiously. Thank you for your support and assistance. I see what you did there. Three small losing trades, small, they add up to 1,800. Plan your trade, then trade your plan. Exactly, Clive. That's simple. Which sounds simple in text, but applying it, not so simple.
That retest trying to play out on the market. Microsoft, Facebook giving us that little bit more of a push, while Amazon, Google, and Apple are still in their same spots.
Good job, guys. Even if we didn't trade that, it's still nice to just kind of sit there and visualize the potential for a 80% entry on the previous day meet of the low. Very good level to bounce from. They're having problem with pre-market low. I'm sorry, after hours low, which I don't really go off of that, but pre-market low is literally right here. So they're having problems with this area, and then they have previous day close above that. So we're in a very, very, very tiny range right now. You're awesome, Sonia. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next lo-fi playlist. This doesn't feel like holidays to me. Let's check out another one.
Yeah, I'll send you what I'm listening to. I don't think it's copyrighted, but it's not lo-fi.
Oh, I don't even really care about lo-fi. I was just... That's like the biggest non-copyright genre.
It's trade results.
Oh, wait. I might have found a banger. I think this is the banger.
Leon with the setup looks like he's already put down 3 Red Bulls today, though.
Did he end the stream? No, I'm still streaming, Mel. Somebody tag him and answer him. Might have to leave and rejoin. Okay, yeah, here we go. Finally, a freaking holiday song. Let's go. I'm not sure, Jonas. I would guess yes, but I'm not sure. I was missing structure. I am slowly unlearning a few things and building up the foundation again. Thank you, all of you. I learn from each and every one of you every day. And good stuff, Sonia. Give yourself some credit, too. It's not easy to keep reapproaching and to make yourself really rethink certain things. So give yourself a pat on the back, too. It's not easy.
Netflix trying to get back above that yesterday high again.
Actually, I think that is copyright, Devin.
Is it?
I think the one you sent me.
I don't even know where to 100% to go look for that.
I have to go to the embed thing. It's okay, though. I could probably find one just like this that you sent me, though, that is non-copyright. Damn, Devin, what are you vibing to over there?
Shit,
that's like soul music.
Yeah. Gets rid of the anxiety. Alright, see if we get 322 pop on Netflix now.
You were making fun of his Red Bulls in front of his monitor.
Yeah.
He just sent me the picture too. Do you see that his whiteboard up there?
Uh-huh.
That's where he does all his coding for his programming work.
Man, I want to try to get into that a little bit. I think it's so cool that, like, they say the most dangerous trader is one that can code his own programs.
I mean, look at Jason.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, look at PJ Mallock. Jason, PJ Mallock, they're all coders.
It's insane.
Code their own stuff.
40527, I got you, Clive. What color do you want? I'll just do blue. Alright, so where am I getting this level from? It's the meat of the previous day low. There you go, Devin. There's a coder right there.
Yeah, we could definitely do some stuff.
I got a few coders around me. Definitely a good friend to have. Shut up, Luthen. I was making you sound smarter. I could read it. I was wondering why it said doxycycline or doxycytidine. I can't even read.
You gotta memorize all those abbreviations.
No problem, Clive. Yo, blue looks good on the screen. I've actually tried, Clive, I've tried doing the labels where I can label each one, but I'm not gonna lie, it gets like kind of tedious to do each time. And also sometimes when I don't have my chart zoomed out like I do now, sometimes when price is like really close to the level, it makes it even harder to read the level because the text next to it. So I stopped doing that, but that's why I always say just feel free to ask me what is this level, why do you have it, Bueller, and I'll make sure to go, make sure why do I have it. In some cases, very rare, I'll have one there that's like from random drawing or kind of like talking to somebody and I throw a level up and then I forget to delete it. Sometimes we end up finding those, but for the most part, it's either, of course, in the TA routine or BB system. Of course, BB system is just the pre-market previous day system. That's all it is. TA routine, of course, is the price history.
Right against that new high day. Meta, Microsoft leading the way.
So that's why you said that, Isaiah. The other day, he was like, we should do a trading algo on your levels or something. I was wondering why he said that, but now I can understand why. Isaiah trimmed 3/4 of his Q's positions on the last green candle on the 5-minute. Great work, man. I labeled the 6 main ones, and then other levels I just label SR and mark in a different color. Oh, nice, Clive. Yeah, it's definitely nice to be super organized. I find it too tedious, so I just kind of stick to what I do. But if you do end up doing colors or labels, I think that's amazing. Taylor, of course, one of the better traders around here. You should see how she does it if you haven't already seen one. But she labels and color codes like you do on each level. Feel free to send me a DM on Discord, Stable Hacks. Discord links in the bio.
We don't get a nice push here with volume. This could be all we're going to get up to for a while. Get a little wicking action again. Nothing. Got Amazon and Google still can't break those yesterday lows.
Jesus, this was like the best tweet I've ever seen. I hope you have a great day. Look at the bottom left. Now look at the penguin's beak. Now look in the bottom right. Such a stupid tweet.
Apple finally getting a candle above that yesterday low completely on the 10 minutes. See if that holds. But Netflix still slowing down at that yesterday high. Can't get back over.
I'm not saying it out loud, Leland. Let's just say it starts with D's. Jonas, tag Leland. He'll link you to a really awesome piece of information that covers IBs and OBs on up or down trends regardless of direction. But tag Leland on the trade floor and just ask him for a quick link to the information he has. I can't find it, but I don't even want to try to give you a short explanation because it will actually kind of trash it compared to what Leland has constructed when it comes to IBOBs. Him and J-Bake both have given insane in-depth applications to how to use them. But please tag one of those two nerds, most likely Leland though. On Discord. Because he sees you in here, but the information's on there. I wish we could post pictures in the YouTube chat. It probably would make it more spammy, but it'd be cool to see what you guys are looking at. And sorry for throwing that on you, Leland, but Leland does have a really awesome breakdown on a lot of that information. So I don't even want to begin to try to trash it because he has an insane breakdown on it all. That might sound lazy for me, but I promise you want to hear it correct the first time. He's driving right now, but... Yo, finally a Christmas song. Let's go. Finally. I want to find a different one. Yeah, driving in tech. You got that right, Jonas. Put your phone down, Leland. And still drive better than 99% of people. Yeah, probably. You know how he is, Sherman. He's probably bringing back some Wagyu and some new Red Bull cases and stuff like that. That's a good point. He does also drive a Lambo, which means he doesn't have much trunk space, leaving less room for Wagyu and Red Bull. What's my favorite Xmas song? Okay, I gotta actually think about that one for a second. Does Mr. Sandman count as a Christmas song?
406 getting rejected again on SPY. Apple coming back down. Tesla hasn't got it going.
Probably it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That's a pretty hard song. If Mr. Sandman does not count as a music song, as a Christmas song, that's my selection. You didn't even have to look to know it was Al. Dropping off lunch for my girl. Well, be safe, man. He's already gnawing on the raw Wagyu. Trans-Siberian Orchestra music? That already sounds amazing and I haven't even heard it yet. Hold up. I'm going to copy your comment, type non-copyright behind it, and we're going to try to find one.
Don't you? I think you usually go see stuff like that live at like your local Renaissance and stuff. It's pretty cool. We can't hold this 405.30 area. Definitely looking for a little bit more downside towards that yesterday low. See if we hold that.
Damn, I can't find any, Drew, that's non-copyright. At least ones that are labeled with it.
Man, it might be time for Rolex shopping out, man. Rolexes are cheap right now, man. I've seen some for dirt cheap. People
Stop
are
with
hurting.
profit. Good stop out, Isaiah. No need to continue holding. Good job. Having a good play stop loss in case anything went against you. Plus, you're on your runner, so it's not like you were in your whole position still. I will check it out, Drew. I will 100%. You can bet after I end the stream, I am going to be jamming some
Oh yeah,
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Got a little news article. They didn't crash a plane.
Will this news and price action finally keep them outside of this 12, or I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 15, almost 16 day range.
2-minute time frame retested that yesterday high perfectly and is pushing back up on the BA chart.
What about you, Sonia? What's your favorite Christmas song, since you were so nice to ask me? What is your favorite Christmas song? Trans-Siberian is the... Okay, so it looks like a few of you know of it. It must be the GOAT. I'll have to definitely check it out. One more sleep. Beautiful. Alright guys, I think I'm going to do one more breakdown on SPY. We're going to go ahead and end stream there. Just under a 4-hour stream. So still a pretty decently good stream. But hopefully a lot of you guys enjoyed the pre-market prep today. A lot of the small plays that we took today were very accurate, but there just weren't many of them. And that's kind of our main focus, keeping quality over quantity. A lot of really, really good trades, though, by a lot of the members of the YouTube chat. Shout out to Mel. Shout out to the under 100 names that continue to post their trade ideas, their stop losses, targets, really kind of giving us insight on their thought process on what they're trading and why. So I really appreciate all of you guys for dropping that in-depth info instead of just saying, all right, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out. That's not really helpful. So I appreciate everybody dropping the in-depth info. That is very amazing. But yeah, finally ending the week of public streams. We were going to go back to being private, but for the rest of this year and all of 2023, these will be public streams. So I really do hope to see a lot of you return back into the streams next week. But let's go over SPY one last time. Going into next week, what's possible, what are we going to be looking for? So besides all the news stuff, take all that out of your ears real quick. We are going to be paying attention to see if we continue to hold 400. This will give good buy reaction back above good resistance. The good resistance is about 409, 410. So we're going to be watching that area, but we have a couple levels here to look at above going into next week. So we'll pay attention to resistance if we get good bullish momentum starting Monday. If we do get a lower open or any kind of reversal from this point, because remember, we just consolidated here for a while. We don't have to consolidate here, but that is a possibility. So keep that in mind. Not just about breaking out or not just, you know, pulling back down. We are still in a slight uptrend from those lows after the short covering day. This is CPI, and basically after CPI, we've just seen a lot of consolidation. I'm sure y'all are very well aware of all this. Y'all have been here as well. But then we finally got that pump the other day. Had a little bit of not a boring day. I would say yesterday was really good for information. And we got a lower open from the jobs report to a really good move for some buyers today. So basically just defending that support. So we're going to have to watch basically out of this range for more of a bigger candle to pop up. But overall, we can watch this for some consolidation. We can look for better risk reward against these areas. And on the smaller time frames today, let me zoom back down. On the smaller time frames today, after the jobs report came out, we basically defended 400, and here's our higher open, as you can see. I'm trying to keep the yesterday's price info there so you can see it still. Let me zoom this out a little differently. Let me just shut this so you can see it. So here's our previous day low. Here's our previous day close. Previous day opens way up here. Previous day highs way up here. But they defended the 400, that same little, you know how we had all that resistance there and then we sat on top of it? This is that area. So they sold off straight to a good old resistance, holding it as support today. We got a little bit of a higher open from the low of that pre-market. And basically the main plan today was to watch not just a move to break out of 403.50, but to see a good area held on 403.50. We ended up getting both of those happen. You even had a second time during Devin's trade. He held during this move, and they ended up having good new highs through the 405. So that was the main kind of directional trade for bulls today that we were looking for. Yes, they could continue higher into the previous day close and possibly even the previous day high. Yes, they could pull back, but this is what we covered so far in stream, and now you have kind of an idea of what's possible going into not just the rest of today, but even on Monday. So we have a pretty good in-depth kind of look into the next couple days. But overall, we had a really good week of streams. I hope you guys had an amazing week of streams. This was definitely super informational. I really appreciate all the engagement, interaction a lot of you guys brought into here. I love the positive energy. I love the maturity a lot of you guys bring into here. And that's really my goal. All of us to just be mature, positive, work together, and move forward through the red and through the green. But I hope a lot of you guys have a great weekend. Thank you seriously for tuning in. I really do appreciate everything. I can't say that enough. I can't stress that enough. But definitely check out the socials above on the top of my screen. And I'll see you guys later on. See you guys on Monday. We'll have our pre-market prep. We stream 45 minutes before open. And then we stream for a couple hours after the market opens. So be sure to be here and try to at least catch the pre-market prep. I would say that's definitely the meat of the quality of the streams. But I'll check you guys then. And have a great rest of your day and have a great solid weekend. Be safe.